and bright. That's all was created for the movies. The Wolfman thing and all that stuff was created for the movies.
Okay.
Because in that movie, Claude Rains, his father, Larry Talbot's father, kills him by beating him to death with a silver cane, a cane that has a silver end to it.
Okay.
So it doesn't shoot him.
That's pretty wild. It says here that stories of werewolves have existed since ancient times, and they remain popular in modern horror fiction and films. By the way, it said that it was a human with the ability to shapeshift into a wolf or a therianthropic hybrid wolf-like creature.
Well, vampires could lore has them being able to shapeshift as well. If you remember in the and into wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah. In
Bram Stoker's.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more on this list. Number 2 of top 10 mythical beasts is Phoenix.
You're driving me to Phoenix.
Dude.
The Phoenix is pretty cool.
Yeah, the Phoenix is said to, it's from Greek mythology, said to, it's a bird, mythical bird, burst into flames upon death and then be reborn from its ashes.
As Jean Grey.
I like what they did in Harry Potter, Nick.
Yeah.
They also made them incredibly strong.
Yeah.
So the even though it was an average sized bird, a little larger than average sized bird, it could carry multiple people. It could fly with multiple people.
And their tears healed as well, right?
Yes. Correct.
I was just thinking, Preston, on this list, like many of them, if not all of them, have showed up in some version or another in the Harry Potter universe.
Yeah.
You had them all. You had the Centaur, you had the Cyclops, you had
Werewolf, Phoenix, Unicorn. I mean, the unicorn blood is what what's his name? Voldemort's chomping on in the first one.
Is there anything approaching a vampire in Harry Potter?
No, more werewolf than vampire, but none that I know of. There's no Pegasus. Are there flying? Yeah, no, not flying horses. There's centaurs.
The hippogriffs.
Yes.
Which are kind of like a Pegasus.
That's true.
Which is a lot hipper.
Yeah. All right, and then number 1.
At number
Drum roll,
1.
please.
All right.
Number 1. The top tenor.
The top tenor.
The top mythical beast, according to this list, is a dragon.
Yeah. From
Dragon's pretty badass.
Well, House of the Dragon, the myth.
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Which I love. The Dragon Slayer.
Dragon Slayer was a
Harry
good one.
Potter, Lord of the
Harry
Rings.
Potter, Lord of the Rings, all of that.
Hobbit.
Yeah. So
Devil Wears Prada.
Now, do you prefer the more serpent-like dragon or the stockier giant wing dragon?
So if we're talking like the like a more Asian style dragon,
that's the more serpentine.
I'd probably prefer the stockier.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
And who's
the
your
more
favorite
dinosaur-looking dragon?
Who's your favorite dragon? Would it be Puff? Would it be the one? Would it be Toothless?
Toothless is
From
way up there.
Tic-Tac-Toe?
Do you know what I love though?
What was the last thing you said?
Tic-Tac-Toe.
The fire-breathing dragon.
I love was it the Sean Connery was that Dragonheart?
Okay. What about
I love that dragon.
What about the Shrek dragon? The little lady dragon?
Oh, yeah. It's a girl dragon.
But if you're talking about the one that it was the most emotional, I'd probably would have to go with Toothless.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
He's
probably.
badass too.
By the way, there is a vampire in the Harry Potter universe. A couple people pointed this out on the text board. And it's Sanguini was a pale, gaunt figure who attends Professor Slughorn's Christmas party. Apparently J.K. Rowling acknowledged a few different vampires that existed, but that's the only character that shows up.
Interesting. Wow. So she really covered a lot of the bases.
She did, yeah.
Not aware of that. Interesting. All right, you want me to go through another top 10 list?
Yeah,
the top tenor?
If it's as cool as that one.
That was pretty good. There is, let me see here.
How about top 10 favorite forms of paper?
No, I don't have that, but I'll do some research and get back
I'm sure
to
it's
you
a hell of a list.
if you want. How about the top 10 dumbest Yahoo answers and questions?
Okay.
All right.
Now, this isn't something that we vote on. This is just something, or that you put your 2 cents in.
Right.
I'm just going to pass along what these people have deemed to be the top 10 dumbest Yahoo answer questions. So number 10 on this list is, I sold my own car to help pay for gas money, but now gas prices have come down. How do I get my car back?
Okay.
These are ones that people actually sent in. All right, here's another one.
Right.
If the Big Bang really happened, why are there no pictures of it?
Stop it. Stop it,
This is
really?
what people actually ask.
Okay.
Yep.
And you know that there at least is a good chance that they were serious when they asked them because these have popped up in their search.
Right.
Yep.
So it's not like anyone was watching when they entered this.
All right, so this one you have to visualize this, okay?
All
So
right.
they entered this, the number 8 followed by like 6 equal signs.
Okay.
And then a D. So they're seeing that like the letter D.
Right.
So they're seeing that as not like an emoji, but you know how when you type out characters
Sure.
and they kind of create a smiley
Right,
face.
right,
or
The
yeah,
whatever.
original emoji.
So they're wondering if that 8 followed by a bunch of
Yeah.
equals with a D, they asked the question, is this a shovel or a crying smiley face? So confused.
It's neither.
It's neither. I don't know. I could see it as a shovel.
I
It's a
kind of
penis.
could.
I could see it as penis.
Yeah.
It's a penis.
You're right. You're right, Casey. Okay. How about this one?
That's a penis, boys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is that from?
That's my mom.
What?
We had no idea we would call each other dildos when we were younger.
No, I thought it was dorks.
No.
Was it dildos? Okay,
we
my
knew
bad.
what a dork was, and because it was a whale's penis. My brothers and I would call each other dildos, and we would use the word way too often. And my mom got mad, and we're like, "Why is she mad at this? It's a fake penis, boys." Thanks, Case. It's a good memory.
That needs to be on a shirt. For your
That's a
mom.
penis, boys.
He was so mad at us. It's a fake penis, boys.
Oh, that's great. I love it. All right, here's the next stupidest question asked for Yahoo questions or Yahoo answers. Does looking at a picture of the sun hurt your eyes?
It's
Somebody asked
amazing
that.
that someone was able to use the keyboard to enter that question.
So this is a very Casey type question. I'm
all
gonna
right,
ask.
go ahead.
Yes. So
That's a compliment, by the
I
way.
glanced at the sun.
Yeah.
Not that long ago, and obviously averted my eyes quickly. And I think
Right.
it was when we were having the smoke, the hazy smoke was in.
Yes.
Not that long ago, and we had kind of a copper hue to the sun again. And I glanced up real quick, and obviously I looked away, and then there's that kind of remaining after effect you get in
Right.
your eyes. And I was curious. Now we have been told by other human being, doctors and so on, don't stare at the sun. It's bad for your eyesight. Obviously, it can make you go blind eventually. Who tells animals not to look at the sun?
Oh.
Are
I had the guy's name.
yeah,
Or do
are
they just know?
Are they or do some of them accidentally stare too long and they will have vision problems eventually?
I would say this: what would make an animal look up anyway? Animals,
I don't know.
Animals
There's-
operate on a plane of sight that is they're either
What about
looking
birds?
for.
I don't know.
Why do they? Yeah, no. I mean, what? When do you see an animal walking along whistling?
Contemplative?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I wonder. How come there's
I don't
no
know.
unicorn?
But for whatever reason, I'm wondering if it's it's got to be an ingrained behavior to not look at the sun because obviously it can cause a bit of pain while you're looking. But
I've looked at the sun before.
we've been told not to do it.
Right.
Well, you're looking at a sunset, and you have.
Is that not a very Casey?
It's a Casey
It is.
question.
I don't necessarily. I think maybe it's sort of instinctual for them to not look at the sun.
However, looking like turkeys, they will leave their mouths open in the rain.
But I often wonder like what the hell my dogs are thinking, right? But I always think in like human word terms, and they don't speak in the human language, so
They have dog words.
They have dog words.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
All right. So if like my dog's laying there and I'll be like, oh, I wonder what he's thinking right now, or like it just whatever, and then like, but they don't think with human words,
Right.
You know, what I mean?
Yes.
They human words are just sounds to them, and they understand, they recognize sounds. Yeah.
There you go. That's dog.
So I wonder how they think if they don't have words to think with.
Well,
Well, you don't have to think in our language.
No, you have
Right.
to think. Well, we think in we think in words, right? We don't.
Right.
But dogs don't have words, so what do they think with? Like,
instinct.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're,
Bones. mostly thinking about bones.
Like, all right, so my dog knows if I drop something on the floor and he doesn't know, like food wise, if he doesn't know that I've dropped it, I just tap on the floor with my toe and he's like, oh, food.
Right,
Like
yeah.
he automatic, like, so, like, what do they think with?
Hunger? Like an emotion?
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
Instinct.
Instinct,
That's it.
emotion.
I don't think that there are actual
Right.
verbal things.
there's not.
Is my owner really asking what I think? Holy Jesus!
I don't think there's any verbal thought.
No, I know. There can't be verbal.
No.
thought.
In their like barking, how they vocalize. I don't think that they are. I don't think that they think vocally.
It's instinct. It's reaction. It's learned. You can learn without a language.
Like they're not saying to themselves, "Man, I'm hungry right now."
God damn, I really want to smell that dog's ass.
So, all right, I'll give you an example. This is from Stephen King. It wrote in one of the Dark Tower series. There's a character called Mordred. Mordred is part human and part spider. It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
It's anyhow. When he's in that spider form, he has very basic brain function and would be described as eat, sleep, roam. Those were the only ways that it could think. It was all instinct.
Right.
But it wouldn't think those words. It would just think that sensation, that instinct.
Right.
It's almost like
help?
a baby.
What's that?
It's almost like a baby.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, something along those
Eat,
lines.
pray, love. Right?
Sure.
Yeah, totally. I'm moving on.
All right, move
Next one.
Now, they usually will ask cats.
Yeah.
Number 6 on this list of stupidest questions. This could be dumbest conversation we've ever had on the Preston Steve Show. For Yahoo Answers. This one, someone wrote, "Help, I cannot take off my mother's bra and she's going to be home in 5 minutes." The mirror doesn't help much. All right. So that's another one. All right.
Steak knife.
Number 5. How about this one? Is this a question?
Yeah.
Huh.
Right?
It is.
Yeah.
It's almost a bit of a paradox.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes.
Number 4. Can your baby get pregnant if you have sex while pregnant?
Oh, my God.
Somebody asked that.
Jesus.
I know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, but
All right. Did you guys ever have the fear, or was it when you're with? Yeah. Preston just did a gripping note.
I just did a gripping
that
thing.
the baby.
No, I never had that fear.
Even though you knew that was
going to grab you
impossible.
while you're there. No.
That would be disconcerting to have a tug of war.
I never. I did feel. Oh God, I can't believe we're going here.
Yeah.
Sex during pregnancy.
Right.
I felt a little uncomfortable doing that because I don't want to
Injure the baby.
cause any harm. Yeah.
You don't want to have
think
any poke dents in the skull.
Well, I didn't think of that. I thought more of body position and weight.
Yeah.
Yeah, and things like that.
I always think of like that the magician in the basket with the sword going through, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Like, you got to watch out.
Makes sense. All right, number 3 on this list is the top 10 dumbest Yahoo answer questions. Number 3 is, how do I type? I like it. Let's see.
How do dogs type?
Number 2 on this list is, my printer won't print GIFs properly. Or GIFs, however you want to pronounce it. So I don't know what
That's pretty
moron
funny.
typed that in. Maybe they were expecting a series of them. You know what I mean?
Or
Like
to
a
be
whole-
animated on the page.
to be, I think that's a stretch, but yes, it
Yeah.
could. They could be
Yeah.
that dumb, or maybe a series of them. I'm not really sure. And then the last dumbest Yahoo answer question is, how do you ask a question on Yahoo Answers? So,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, some heavy duty stuff.
Yep.
there was it's not even a question, but a concept that kind of twisted my melon for a number of years, especially in my early 20s and stuff. And it was just the concept of nothing. I don't think there can ever be or ever was nothing.
Well, that goes. You're talking the kind of concepts that can used to freak my brother out about, space going on forever. You know, but there has to be a boundary, and you're thinking in terms. If your mind races, it's like, no, not necessarily. And then again, it's like Tom Hulse in, Animal House.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it's just, it exceeds our ability to understand.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
So you can try to, and I always say this, You can try to get out of paying your credit card bills with that.
There you
but
go.
It's not going to work.
Exactly.
What does all
Exactly.
this mean?
Yep. Well, listen, I have a whole bunch of other of these top 10s. Hold on, Marissa's. I'm sorry, I was going to wrap up the top 10. That's all right, Marissa. What?
I have something to share after you wrap up.
Oh, okay. So that's all that I have for now, but I have a whole bunch of other ones. So if you guys like the top 10, or we can come
I
back to
enjoyed
it
it.
sometime.
I enjoyed the mythical creatures.
I have some other good ones like that, Steve, that you will
Nice.
definitely dig. Yes, Marissa, you want
YouTube stream is up.
YouTube stream. All right, we were having some issues with YouTube stream. That is now up and running. If you prefer to consume our show that way, we highly recommend you go over to our YouTube page and check in. You can take a peek behind the curtain of what's going on here in the studio.
Thanks to our friends at Neumann University who help us power that. And if you do like YouTube, hit the subscribe button because it'll give you a little message every time we go live.
Love it.
It's like a little alarm clock every morning.
It's like a little
All
bonus.
right, we are going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to get into the Bizzare File stories a little later on this morning. Our friend Frank Grillo is going to be checking in, so stay right there. We'll be back in just a moment.
Like some pretty, known places.
Would she point?
Would she lullaby?
Would she point you out in the audience?
Say that again.
Would she point you out in the audience, or was it just?
Oh yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. She would call me out if there could have been a spotlight. I'm sure she would have put it on. But she would make sure to tell every single person, especially at the end of the night as we left, that this was my daughter. This is the one I sang about.
Is this someone we would know? What's her name, if you don't mind giving it?
Yeah, not at all. Her name is Lizanne Knott. I believe her website is lizanneknott.com, and she is phenomenal. I think she is the best singer in the world. I'm so proud of her.
But at a certain age, you were like, oh, cut it out, Mom.
Oh, it was the worst. Especially it would come up on XPN on the radio sometimes, and, every one of my friends knew about it, so I get phone calls and text messages. Oh, we just heard your mom on the radio. We just heard your lullaby.
Oh, that's funny.
Nice. With you,
All right, thanks, Mel.
Are you and Casey and Nick and are your kids embarrassed when they hear you on the radio, or see people make a fuss about what?
We're not allowed to talk about certain stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of respect their privacy to a certain level, but also, I don't know about you, Casey, with your daughter, Casey, but like at 15, my son's friends just don't care. You know, I think that like they did earlier. Well, in high school. It to them, it doesn't really matter what their parents do. I think that they'll reflect on it later in life, but right now it doesn't seem to impact them one way or the other.
My son has a few friends that listen to the show that have been listening to the show for a while.
Friends do?
Yeah.
Oh, because I get friends' parents listen to the show, or teachers listen
as
to
a
the
result of them being in the car with their parents.
I see.
They have, and so I was at his school a couple of weekends ago, and the kid because we were there for a play, and the kid that I was getting the tickets from, he's like, "Oh, I listen to you guys all the time."
Nice.
And I was like, "Well, that's pretty cool," And my daughter,
That sex harness bit was hilarious.
yeah. And then my daughter's friends are now, and so that's why I think my daughter has sort of come around on it. Is that she has friends that are like, "Hey, that's pretty cool what your dad does," not like,
Yeah.
It's also interesting, though. I'm sorry, Kath, because our kids know you guys. So my son has been his entire life. I've been on the
Growing
Preston and
up,
Steve show,
yeah.
So like this is all he knows. What his dad
I guess that's
is
true.
doing.
Yeah.
That's I guess sweet. You guys have a much different situation than I do. I get mocked. I told this story before. We were at Target, and someone was like, "Oh my God, are you Kathy Romano? I listen to the show every day. I love you guys. Oh, thank you so much." Second she walked away, Jace looked at me and went, "Oh my God, you're Kathy Romano." I was like,
really? But you're not getting anything.
Kathy, one time, I think I told this story before, but we went out and we were at an outdoor restaurant. I ordered dessert, and somebody came up behind me, and they said, "Hey, listen to the show. It's so nice to meet you." And I was chatting with them for a little bit. Ben used that opportunity to eat my entire dessert. And it was gone. I was like, "All right."
If you're talking about restaurants, my dad, it was his thing, because he worked for Diners Club for a while, so we'd going out, one of the early credit cards, if you're not familiar. And so we'd sit down, the waitress or waiter would come over, 4 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, please.
Love you, Dad.
That's your dad joke.
Let me go to Marina. Hi, Marina. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Marina. It says here you are a prosecutor.
Yeah.
All right, and we were just talking about somebody had said that their mom comes in for their cases.
Yes, so mine does too, as will other family members of mine. And I didn't think much of it until the one day when the judge was like, "Oh, who are you here for?" Because most of the people in the courtroom are not just the general public; they're for a case. And I had to stand there and be like, "Oh, that's my mom."
So in the spectators, Marina, it's usually people who are somehow tacitly connected to the case, right?
Yes.
Right. But do you have people who basically consider that like going to the multiplex and can go in and watch?
No, it's never happened to me.
All right.
But the judge asked, like, "Oh, what case are you here for?" Because we were almost done, and I had to stand and say, "No, that's just my mom."
I was helping my daughter fake some evidence last night.
Did the judge react kind of, did he find it cute?
Yeah, she just laughed. She
did. Oh,
that's
great.
awesome, though. That's great that you're doing that and she's coming by to watch.
She's proud of her
Yeah.
daughter.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is great.
All right, thank you, Marina.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
My uncle tries death penalty cases, and I have forever wanted to watch him.
Yeah.
I want to see him, and he won't let us.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's too much. It's too stressful. It's
Before we talk about the lethal injection, my niece is here. She's on the radio. Yeah,
but like same thing. Like
and it's just great to have her here. Now back to the injection.
no, but like I'm so proud of him. Like I mean, he's gotten people off of death row that were
that should
falsely
have been on death row.
No, that were falsely accused.
That's awesome.
He had to move out of a state because he got a black man off of death row.
Really?
They said as soon as this case is over, you have to move. So anyway, that's a side story. But like we, as a family, we are so proud of him. I would love to see him try a case, even if it's not that serious. But
I could see though you get thrown off your game. I mean, something much less is when you're a performer. When I would do stand-up comedy, my dad saw me a couple times, but when friends or people are come down, it throws you off your game a bit. And if someone's life is hanging in the balance, I could see where you don't want to take the risk.
I'm going to go to, we're talking about parents embarrassing you. This sounds good. I'm going to go to Debbie. Hey there, Debbie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Debbie?
Hi.
Hi.
So this is an area that maybe Casey is familiar with. I was a Fatima girl.
Okay. Yeah, where were you, Glen Olden?
Briarcliff.
Briarcliff, there you go.
None of us have any idea what that means.
Do you live on Rively Avenue over there? Or?
So anyway, back when young teenagers, around 14, my dad was a township commissioner, and every once in a while, he worked with the police closely, and he would every once in a while drive around with the cops in the neighborhood just to check out things. And at 14, we were walking around the neighborhood just hanging out, and there was probably about 25 of us, and the cop car kind of pulled up alongside of us. And you know how the cops have the loudspeaker bullhorn?
Yeah, they have a PA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cop announced with all these kids, "Is Debbie here in the crowd?" And I almost died because everyone turned around and looked at me. And then he said, "Debbie, your dad's here in the car. Come over and say hi." And everyone lost it.
Oh, I love it. Is Debbie here? We're looking for. She's on a prostitution charge.
I almost died because everyone turned around and just started laughing, and I was just like, "Oh, I was so embarrassed." And then I was mad. I was like, "Oh my God, how could you do this to me?"
It's hilarious.
Yeah.
A teenage
It's
girl
hilarious.
and be embarrassed in front of friends. I'll bet you were really pissed off.
Oh my God, I was mad. Yeah, because later when my dad came home and I wasn't even talking to him, and he was like, "What are you mad at?" I'm like, "Dad," I'm like, "that was so embarrassing." He's like, "I was just saying hi." I'm like, "No."
That's so great.
Discreet. Be
It's
discreet.
cute. Yeah.
All right, Debbie,
Yeah.
thank you. I
Debbie,
love
by
that
the way, I have two Briarcliff stories. One, I was in love with a Briarcliff girl in high school, and she wouldn't give me the time of day. Look at what you missed out on, baby. Secondly, I broke my wrist in Briarcliff as well when I was in college.
Oh. Okay.
There you go.
Maybe you and your parents can all get together and you can chat
This
about it.
morning, a revelation on the Preston Steve Show as Casey revealed he broke his wrist.
It was a bad one, too, man.
He says it was a bad one.
I'm going to go to Brian for another call, and we'll stay on topic here. Hey, Brian, good morning.
Good morning, it.
Good morning, it. What's up, my man?
So when I was about 15 years old, the once a month where Dad wasn't working 90 hours that week, he would drop you off at school.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 15. He would roll down the window and yell, "Hey, Bri, you forgot to give me a kiss goodbye."
That's so great.
And would you just turn around and flip him off, or what would you do?
I would awkwardly laugh and then walk away.
Yeah.
And then I'd get home that day from school and he's sitting there laughing his ass off still about it. And I'm like, I'm going to get you back one of these days. Now, at 32 years old, I dropped him off at the gym the other day, and I yelled out, "Dad, you forgot to give me a kiss."
Oh, that's excellent.
Awesome.
Well done, Brian.
Thank you.
Well done. Thanks, man.
Our friend Meredith just texted me. She said, I was out with my dad once, and he would say to people in front of me, "She knows Preston and Steve and Joe Conklin."
Oh, that's great.
funny.
All right, Craig Lagans is on the line. Yo, Craig, good morning.
What up, white folks?
Hey, man, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. One of the things my mother loved to do was she would come to a bookstore where I worked, and not only because she loved books, but she was also there to remind the other customers, if they liked me, that she was the one that got me the job.
She was boasting about getting you the job at the bookstore.
Yes, I was engaged with one customer because we both liked the same books. And she goes, "Yeah, isn't this great?" Well, this is my son. And, I saw him sitting on his ass watching TV for nothing but hours and hours. So I said, "You need to get a job." So you like the customer service. That's because of me.
That's great. That's awesome.
That's funny. All right, thanks, Craig. Have a good weekend, man. We'll see you.
Thank you.
All right. There was a call up here earlier, and they're not on anymore, but they say that their mom would embarrass them regularly when they would go out to eat, and would talk to the server and tell him, "Oh, he's such a picky eater. He won't," and going on and on about that, every single time that they would go out to eat.
Yeah.
And that's just mom's indirect way of nagging at him to try to eat.
That's a Beverly
something
Goldberg, from the series. Yeah. That's exactly how she's depicted.
Let me go to Keith. Hey, Keith. Good morning.
Good morning, Gadzooks.
Gadzooks, buddy. What's up?
A few years back, I had run out of some allergy medication, and my father was on the same prescription, so I asked him if I could borrow a few.
Oh, no.
He obliged and gave me the medication, and I went to work, threw one in my mouth as always, and about 2 hours into my shift, I realized I had a bit of a sinus headache, and I kind of felt lightheaded. And then I called my dad, and I asked him what kind of medicine he gave me, because I told him I wasn't feeling too well, and he just started dying laughing on the phone. That's when he told me that, unbeknownst to me, he gave me some of his new Cialis.
Oh, my God.
He gave you Cialis.
He gave me Cialis. So I went to work, and for pretty much the duration of the afternoon, I had to sit at my desk and ask people to get stuff off the top.
Because you had a boner.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, and he laughed about that and brought it up.
Talk about a unique way to embarrass your child.
I'm going to give him a boner at work.
That's a little indirect, but wow. Okay.
And for years afterwards, he would still bring up the story and remind people who, in case they had not heard the story.
Oh, so he would tell people this story. Okay.
Oh, this was one of his crowning achievements.
Right.
Giving you ED pills.
God.
Yeah.
All right.
You have a massive erection.
Nice, Keith. Thanks for sharing. We appreciate it. All right, one more, and then we got to take a break. I'm going to go to Kevin. Hey, Kevin, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah!
Dear God.
By the way, that is a ringtone now?
Yep.
People were asking about that.
Yes.
And there's a few other things if you
You
like
can
it.
get the Yoo-Hoo tune and a few other things. What's going on, Kevin?
Mike, how are you guys?
Good. All right, what's your story, bud?
So my father used to come down when I was a child, or when I had my friends over, and he used to poop with the door open while smoking a cigarette.
Poop with the door open while smoking a cigarette while other kids are there.
Yes.
You get arrested for that nowadays.
Yeah. You're exposing yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
He just didn't
Nobody
care.
cared back then. But,
Yeah.
And apparently he didn't care either.
You know what? My friend's dad used to do that too.
Just door open?
Door open.
Smoking?
Smoking a cigarette. Kid
door
you
wide
not.
open.
Bubba
He used to do
Martin
it all
was
the
his
time,
name.
even if my friends weren't there, but.
Dude,
Really
Kevin, I also think a lot of guys who went through the military, I'm going right here. You get used to it, in front of other people.
Wow.
Yep.
Did you ever tell him to stop doing that, Kevin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he didn't care.
He didn't care.
I've got to poop.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm going to play that audio one more time, Casey. We got this whole conversation started. A TV reporter was setting up for a shoot. It wasn't live on the air, but the camera was rolling. And as he's there, his mom drives by and they catch it.
Is it because of this is my mom. Hold on. I'm trying to work right now. You over there calling my phone. This is D'Angelo. You can say hi. And don't be holding up traffic because you got cars behind you.
I love her. I love her so much.
Oh, my gosh.
So proud.
Yep. All right, well, listen, we're going to take a break. We got some guests joining us. We're going to have Moses Storm, who's going to be at the Helium Comedy Club this weekend, and Mina Starziak from the show Good Bones will be on because she's going to be at the Philadelphia Home and Garden Show that's going on. Do we have some tickets I can give away
Actually,
real quick?
yeah. They have the winner sheet over there.
Yeah, we'll take callers 5 and 6 at 215-263 WMMR, and you will get to go to the Home and Garden Show. And you can save on tickets at phillyhomeandgarden.com. It is at the Greater Philadelphia Expo Center in Oaks. We'll be back in a moment. I think I'm going to whip out the pipe this morning.
Yeah.
I didn't have it yesterday. Yeah, and I think I'm going to smoke a bowl right here in the studio.
all right.
That's what I'm going to do. No, it's the historian. And yesterday I didn't realize I was doing a historical story until part of the way through, and I didn't have my pipe ready.
So, okay, I like that.
But this is...
But we're not going to mandate the pipe since you kind of came in through the other door.
This is true.
All right.
But, so this is an interesting look at the historian, by the way.
So this is a look at the historian?
No. This is an interesting take on this segment, I should
I'm sorry,
say.
I didn't go to college.
Yes, you did.
So, we live in a day and age where at least every week we'll see word of a new social media challenge. TikTok is rife with challenges. And one of the classic ones, I think, was maybe more originated on Twitter or somewhere else, but like the Tide Pod challenge.
The cinnamon.
The cinnamon thing, where you try and
absolutely
keep that in your mouth. And we always comment on how stupid these are, and some of them we don't even acknowledge because they're so dumb. I mean, there's some that go back a few years ago, like planking. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Or the Harlem Shake.
But this time,
like that.
In this time we're at currently, because of all the social media that's available, specifically TikTok, there seems to be one every couple days.
There does. But the historian is here to tell you that throughout the history of mankind, we have been doing stupid challenges as a race. All right, as the human race, we have been taking on stupid challenges and fads. I'm going to cover some fads as well in this, okay? So
is this going to be on the test?
It may be on the test. I would pay attention. I would take notes if I were you. So we'll begin with some that you've probably heard of before, like the Goldfish Challenge.
That's a classic. Whenever from the 50s, I think of the Goldfish Challenge.
Talking about swallowing a goldfish?
Right, swallowing.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizzare File.
The Bizzare File is brought to you by Pro Team Collision. If you find yourself in an accident, trust the pros. Pro Team Collision, your trusted auto body repair shop located in King of Prussia. Go to proteamcollision.com. All right, we're going to start with a local Bizzare File story. In an odd trend of performance art, one anonymous user going by the name Bucks County Pisser is either spewing water balls or show a live streaming of their bladder control on social media video posts. The Bucks County Pisser and similar social media accounts show a person appearing to urinate or imitate doing so in the overnight hours outside of recognizable locations, including the Mercer Museum in Doylestown Borough, Conwell Egan Catholic High School in Bristol Township, Pennsbury High School in Falls Township, Council Rock High School in Newtown Township, and Neshaminy High School in Middletown Township.
I think I've seen this. I don't think this person is peeing like on things that people use.
But is this a viral trend case? Like,
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nearly every video uses a snippet of the theme from the Showtime series Dexter, along with a quote from actor Michael C. Hall as the serial killer saying, "Tonight's the night, and it's going to happen again and again." Bucks County District Attorney's Office said, "We are aware of the reported social media trend of urinating or pretending to urinate in public, but not aware of any investigations by police." Police in Newtown Township and several municipalities said that they were aware of the videos, with several others saying that they were not aware or had few details to provide.
That's one thing that'll cause me to start gagging is that rancid piss smell, like a Subway or something like that.
Oh, God.
It's so horrible. Who's the guy who used to walk around and and Meter, the stench of the city.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that guy?
Yes, I don't remember.
Yeah, it was in the Daily News.
In the Daily News.
I forgot what they called him. But local school districts were also aware of the videos. One police officer said the videos appear to be pranks. It's not even clear if the liquid in the video is urine or not.
All right.
It's unclear when the videos were recorded, but they're looking out for the Bucks County pisser. All right, this is a messed up story, but listen to this. A man admitted during a television interview to killing his parents and burying them in the backyard of their upstate New York home 8 years ago, and then was arrested as he left the studio.
And it was match game, Preston. Why did he fess up to that?
So the stunning on-camera confession from Lorenz Krause came Thursday, a day after police say they recovered 2 bodies from the home in Albany as part of an investigation that found Krause's parents, Franz and Teresia Krause, were still receiving Social Security payments despite not having been seen or heard from for years. Lorenz contacted a local news outlet, CBS 6, and sat for an hour-long interview in which he described the deaths as mercy killings for aging parents who were becoming more frail. The news anchor, Greg Floyd, asked, they knew that this was it for them, that they were perishing at your hand? And Krause said, yes, and it was so quick. He was initially reluctant to directly say that he had killed the couple, but made the admission after several minutes of questioning from Floyd. Krause said his parents didn't ask to be killed, but they knew they were going downhill. He said, I did my duty to my parents. My concern for their misery was paramount. Now, Krause said his mother had recently been injured from falling while crossing a road, and that his father could no longer drive after cataract surgery. Krause, who did not mention his parents having any terminal illnesses, was arrested moments after he left the television studio and has been charged with 2 counts of murder. A public defender entered a plea of not guilty during a brief court appearance on Friday. Krause did not speak during the hearing. Now, Stone Grissom, the TV station's news director, said the interview came about when Krause emailed a 2-page statement to news outlets that included his phone number. Grissom called Krause, who told him that he had buried his parents in his yard.
Oh, boy.
When asked if he killed them, he said, I plead the fifth. Grissom said that he promised to post Krause's statements on the station's website if Krause agreed to come in for an interview, and to his surprise, he agreed to arrive within the hour. Grissom said that he checked him in on his arrival to make sure that he was unarmed. What's that?
It's crazy that he would show up to a friggin' TV studio.
A plainclothes police officer was also in the front lobby where the interview was conducted. And during the interview, Krause repeatedly declined to say how his parents died. Floyd wouldn't let it go and kept turning back to the most important question: did you kill them? 8 minutes into the interview, Krause said he had suffocated them both and described how he did it.
I think you should at least pose the question, would you like to be euthanized?
The discovery of the bodies in the yard was the culmination of the financial crimes investigation, which police said found Krause had been collecting his parents' benefits and using the funds for his own personal use. Floyd said the story came as a complete surprise. No one had reported the couple had gone missing. Neighbors thought that they had moved back to Germany.
That's insane.
Wow.
Insane.
I've never heard of anything
I want to
quite
see
like
that footage.
Yep. All right. So, something lighter than that.
Yep.
While some singles are content with trying their luck on dating apps, one California woman is taking matters into her own hands. Lisa Catalano is tired of waiting to meet a man, so she's trying to an unconventional approach to finding one by renting a dozen billboards, digital billboards, along Highway 101 in the San Francisco area. Each one advertises exactly what she's looking for: a husband. Every now and then you hear of people that will do this type of thing. They will take out billboards.
To varying degrees of success.
The billboards drive traffic to the 42-year-old's personal website, which is marylisa.com, where eligible bachelors can apply to be the lucky guy. She says that she decided to try the tactic this month after several failed relationships and frustrating dead-end dating app experiences. She said, I'm putting myself out there. People would be shocked if they knew how much this is costing me.
She's pretty attractive.
Yeah, she's average plus. She's good looking,
and she seems a good personality. I wonder what is the cost of all this.
Well, she said people would. It doesn't say, but she said people would not believe how much this is costing me. She is also buying ad space on taxis to expand her search in the area.
And she bought a Super Bowl commercial,
insisting that she just wants to find a husband. She said it's not a joke. It's not a gimmick. This is a serious, self-funded endeavor. What's she looking for in a partner? She said she's a man who's between 35 and 45, who she says aligns with me on religious and political beliefs, as well as leading a health-oriented lifestyle. And it wouldn't hurt if he looks like actor David Duchovny.
Okay.
Catalano's non-negotiables include that he must be on board with a monogamous relationship, have no criminal record, and non-violent personality.
She also would like to meet a man who would think nothing of murdering his parents and burying them in the backyard.
Have we got a guy for you? All right, and that's all we have time for right now. But wow, man.
Listen,
Wow, man. I hope it works out for him.
Yes.
All
That's a get up and go attitude.
And that is what I have in the bizarre file for you. By the way, I don't know if this text is right, but there's somebody says, great news, there's a Delco pisser, too.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Well, not to
we
be
knew about the
outdone.
the Delco pooper.
I mean,
already exists. I mean, and
that's state of the art.
That wins.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Without question.
Sorry.
All right, we are taking a break. We're coming back in just a moment. Don't forget Frank Grillo joining us a little bit later this morning. Stay put. We'll return shortly.
Swallowing a goldfish.
Yes.
Oh.
You ever know anybody that swallowed a goldfish?
I do.
I
Me
have.
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
You actually swallowed one?
Yeah. It was not a proud moment, but
Was
it was
it a college?
college moment.
Okay.
And I was one of two people in the room who did it. And it was we bought those goldfish specifically to do the goldfish challenge.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, the goldfish trend actually they know exactly who started it. It started at Harvard University at college in 1939 when freshman Lothrop Withington.
Lothrop?
Yes.
Lothrop, what are you doing with that fish?
Fluffy.
Oh, this is ridiculous. I hope you don't do that to the dog.
He bragged to his friends that he once swallowed a live fish.
Lothrop?
His friends put together $10 and they bet him that he couldn't do it again. Lothrop chewed up a goldfish.
He chewed it.
Won $10 and became a legend after doing that. And swallowing goldfish spread and became competitive, with students eating more and more fish to win pre-internet viral fame.
Chewing a goldfish, I did not know that was the original
Yeah, are
way
you
it was
supposed to
done.
swallow it
I
whole?
always heard you just pop it down.
I think it eventually turned into that.
All right.
Yes.
I had a friend who could swallow things whole and then
Regurgitate?
bring them back up. He
Wow.
would do
Yeah.
like lit cigarettes. He would do goldfish, like anything. It
There's
was like
people that can do that.
it was a
There's a
party.
guy. There's
Yeah,
a
it
the
was
guy
on-
whose whole act.
Yeah, it was I think was he Australian?
I think he's
David
Australian.
Blaine does it too.
And he did it all over.
He would do like this. You go.
Yeah, he would
Make
go.
that sound.
He would go. And he would. Did you ever see that?
So weird.
I feel like I have.
He would take like a miniature Rubik's cube.
Yeah.
It's completely solved. Throw it in his stomach and then mix it up.
He did light bulbs and stuff.
and then
too.
he would
Light
kick it back
bulbs.
up. But
he would
he-
mix it up.
yeah.
Yeah.
He had incredible
Wait.
control of his
Did-
stomach.
Did we have him in studio, or am I misremembering?
No,
we did not.
No, I don't.
I absolutely would have.
This guy was big in like.
He was on Letterman a lot. and-
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was in there.
So anyhow, the swallowing goldfish spread, and the hopefully never to be broken record belongs to Clark University's Joseph Diliberado. He ate 89 fish in one sitting.
Oh.
The trend is not practiced widely these days, but it never fully died. You can check out YouTube for evidence.
You know, it's
on
funny.
That.
Like I'm recoiling, and I'm like, I must have eaten 60 pounds of salmon in the.
Yeah, I know.
We eat fish as human beings.
Yeah.
All right, another fad or a challenge.
Can I guess one of that time?
History? Sure.
Historian
Yeah.
piling in a phone booth.
Well, yes. You want me to get to that one?
Oh, that's
Because that to me, when I think of the goldfish, I think of that around the same time as the phone booth challenge.
So that was in the 1930s, and then the phone booth cramming, as they called it. Let's see, it involved, of course, as many people as you could fit into a phone booth. 1959 was the high water mark of the trend, with college students from the UK, the United States, Rhodesia, and other countries trying their hand at squashing into call boxes. MIT managed to smash 19 nerds in a phone booth.
Do you guys remember seeing pictures of this?
UCLA got as high as 17, but the ultimate phone booth stuffing record was set in 1959 when 25 people in South Africa crammed themselves into one box.
How is that possible?
They would literally position themselves and you know,
yeah.
what do you call it, contortionist,
Yes.
I guess, you know?
Listen, you talk about Mike Jarek earlier talking about being claustrophobic. Could you imagine
God.
being that in there?
No, that could be serious. Somebody could die.
So a standard phone booth, which we're looking at a picture of a standard phone booth that I remember from the time. I don't, are other countries at that time, did they have bigger phone booths, or was they
I
a
don't know.
set standard?
The UK's seemed bigger.
The call
I've
boxes,
been in
right?
the call boxes,
Yeah.
so I don't really know. But this took place in South Africa. Canadian students reportedly crammed 40 kids in a box, but it turned out that they were cheating by using an extra large phone booth. So, Steve, I guess sometimes they would
liars
keep an eye on what that was. So, yes, Steve, you got that one right. All right, so another one that goes back as a stupid challenge from the past, not just viral, but this is back in the day. Pole sitting.
Yes.
Popularized in the 1920s by sailor, attention whore, Alvin Shipwreck Kelly.
Attention whore.
The pole sitting challenge, a.k.a. flag pole sitting, which I think is what that song is named after,
Yes.
flag pole sitter, involved staying on a small platform atop a pole for as long as possible.
It's another David Blaine thing.
This little blip on the pop culture radar went viral and then shrunk to obscurity by the end of the 1920s. It is periodically popping back up, though, like David Blaine or the Harvey Danger song. The longest pole sit ever took place from 1982 to 1984.
Oh, my God.
Long past pole sitting's golden age when H. David Werder spent 439 days on a post in Clearwater, Florida.
How do you even pull that off?
Werder's world record is a little suspect, though. He lived in a capsule on the top of a pole that seemed to have straddled the line between platform and small room. So it was kind of a, instead of being exposed to the elements that whole time.
We did our own sort of contribution to this. We had our intern at the time, Joe, sit on a toilet.
Yes.
It was in a...
It was a punishment.
Yeah.
It was in a cherry picker.
And it was... Where were we off? We were off...
It was right by 95 in the Blue Route.
Yeah, there's Pisano Concrete.
There you go. Because we knew it would be a high visibility area.
Right.
And we put Joe up there for 24 hours sitting on that thing. His legs got numb. Oh, man. It's poor Joe. We did some stupid
He
things.
should, by all rights, he should hate the hell
He should
out of
hate
us.
us.
Yeah.
But anyhow, that was our version of it. We had people go by and honk their horns.
Yeah.
And it drove them
It was
crazy.
actually good weather, though, I remember.
Yeah, it was.
All right.
So it was okay.
Yeah, so it was fine.
So it's fine, yeah.
Other stupid challenges, and you guys all know this, but streaking. And streaking is not necessarily, it still is done today, but it was in the 1970s. People were doing it all the time.
There was a song by Ray Stevens, was it The Streak, right?
The Streak, yeah. So interrupting something by running around naked was a huge thing in the inexplicable 1970s, but
vulnerable.
Streaking has a surprisingly long history before then. You can go back to Lady Godiva, who supposedly rode naked through Coventry in the 11th century. In America, our ultimate streaker was George William Crump, or the first streaker, I should say. He was suspended from Washington and Lee University for streaking incident in 1804. He went on to become a congressman, by the way. The trend caught on in a mass way in the 1960s, and by the mid-1970s was inspiring novelty songs, dinner table arguments, and mass streaking runs. The fad's high watermark was the 1974 Academy Award ceremony.
Yes.
Where the presentation for the Best Picture Award was interrupted by a nude hippie running out of the wings, flashing a peace sign, and then dashing off stage.
I think it was in front of David Niven, was it not?
It was, yes. He was, I guess, either the host or he was presenting the award.
And he
at
had a
that
good
time.
comeback. Do you remember what it was?
I don't remember what it was. You remember what he
I
said?
guess we can see his shortcomings.
Nice. The streaker, gallery owner, and pioneering gay rights activist Robert Opel said that he posed as a journalist to get backstage, but many think the stunt was planned since Opel wasn't arrested or was doing press interviews right after the ceremony.
Yeah. I mean, with all the security, but it was kind of wild. So at that time, I also remember, and it wasn't a trend that other people were doing or a viral sort of thing, pre-viral, but Morgana, remember her? She would run out onto...
The big boob lady?
Yes, yeah. And she would kiss athletes on the field.
She would go to kiss.
Yeah.
And, but there weren't, like, a lot of people doing that.
She was the only one.
She did her own thing. However, here's another one for you, and this is a weird little, more of a fad, really. Intentionally infecting yourself with parasites to lose weight was a trend that began in the early 1900s. And people would swallow a pill said to contain tapeworm eggs so the worms could live in their guts and steal their food. It doesn't seem to have been all that widespread, and there's doubt that the pills advertised in the Victorian age periodicals even contained tapeworms, but still, some people bought them.
So this was primarily during what years?
It was around turn of century.
Victorian age, so
early 1900s.
Huh.
Yeah.
And there's a
Now,
video
I
that
put
came
Ebola
out
in my coffee.
I'm sorry, Steve. There's a video that came out 2 years ago. It's called The Tapeworm Diet, Pros and Cons. And so I guess maybe people still consider that.
Well, there you go. It says in this article, it's still a thing today. This woman in Iowa said she bought a tapeworm off the internet and swallowed it to lose weight. And even Khloe Kardashian said she wanted to give it a try.
Oh, my God.
For the record, tapeworms can lead to malnutrition, anemia, discharge of prolatids, and even death.
Yeah, sign me up.
It won't help you lose weight either. Any tapeworms that could theoretically be found in pill form wouldn't be the kind that leads to weight loss anyway.
But you always have someone to sing a duet with.
Yeah. How do you kill a tapeworm?
You put a firecracker up your ass.
Once it's in your body? Don't know. Okay. I mean, I've heard stories of them going in and surgically removing tapeworms.
Exactly. There used to be the old, this had to be a wives' tale, where you would not eat for a while and you would hold the food up, and the tapeworm would come up out of your.
Shut up.
I
That's
swear
funny.
to God. Yeah, that was an old wives' tale.
Wow.
That's how you got rid of a tapeworm.
The things that people will do to lose weight. Here's another fad where we're talking about, fads and challenges on TikTok today, and there have been plenty of them throughout the years. In the 1970s and 80s, many doctors prescribed jaw wiring to overweight patients.
Yes, I remember that.
I knew someone.
They got the jaw wired.
A friend of the family had her jaw. She was obese.
Yeah,
had her jaw wired shut to keep her from eating. But you know what she did? She drank beer like crazy.
Oh, my God.
Kidding. Yeah.
Didn't matter.
Yep.
Still packed on the calories.
She didn't lose any weight.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Hey, what were those diet pills that were pretty popular back in the 80s?
Yes.
Hydroxycut?
No.
Was it called Fuel?
There were actually diet pills for a while called AIDS.
Yeah, no, this one, it is, think of like a red and clear capsule, and inside the clear part of the capsule.
Diatrim?
Diatrim.
Diatrim.
Yeah, I remember
That's
those.
what I
There's an article in the Inquirer yesterday about Iron Hill Brewery closing down all of their locations, 15 some odd locations that they had. And we had actually posed this question last week when I brought that up, and that was, I wonder what you do with your gift card.
Because there were a lot of them given.
Well, listen, we had just given some away like a couple of weeks before. They came by for a meet and eat here, and we gave away $50 gift cards. And so, we had wondered out loud, what do you do? And the bottom line is technically, you can try to get the money from that, but I think you're kind of screwed.
It really looks like the case. It's the amount of effort without really a confirmed return or response, it could add up to just a waste of time.
Yeah, sometimes when like a company is absorbed by another company, they'll honor gift cards, but when it just goes away.
I wonder if, like in this case, if another company or another chain or say like an Applebee's or whatever were to say in the area to honor them for like a day, or to give a percentage off on them, or if you have this, we'll give you whatever on the dollar for you come by and maybe sample our place.
Not a bad idea.
Steve, I just did a quick search and it looks like Stove and Tap in Lansdale. And they have a couple other locations.
Yeah, there's one in Westchester as well.
They're going to be taking the gift cards.
Shut up. That's a good idea.
It's a smart idea.
Wrangle, get them in.
Yeah.
Get people into your place.
Well, then let me ask you, because I have a $50 gift card here from Iron Hill Brewery that it doesn't have a full 50 on it. How do you know what I mean? Like, could you just walk in?
They can't scan it.
So this is what they're doing. Customers holding Iron Hill gift cards can show them at any location and get a $25 gift card to Stove & Co. in return.
So that is
for a limited time.
For a limited time. That's a smart way to get people through the door.
Yeah.
If they're they're looking for that kind of fare. This is in line with that, so that makes sense.
I remember I got a gift card to it was a Christmas present. It was like $200 or something like that for a nice restaurant in Philly, in Center City, and I just didn't get around to using it. And a year and a half, 2 years later, that restaurant closed. This might have been like right before the pandemic or whatever. And I just, I think at some point you're just kind of effed.
Yeah,
like there's only
SOL, as they say.
Yeah, it was just an independent restaurant. It wasn't like a chain or anything like that, Steve. It wasn't even like a Steven Starr restaurant where you think maybe I could use it at another Steven Starr place or whatever. It closed, And that now is a very expensive piece of plastic in my drawer, yeah.
So this article cites Matt Marshall, a spokesperson for the Office of the Attorney General in the Delaware Department of Justice, saying that it is a very complex area of the law when it comes to customer gift cards during a bankruptcy filing. So he said, people with gift cards are considered creditors for the purposes of the bankruptcy process and can file proof of claim to try and receive a refund out of the company's assets. And it says, while a pathway to file a claim is available, gift cards are considered unsecured debt, which places card holders as the lowest priority among the company's list of creditors. Those with gift cards are unlikely to receive a full refund if they are reimbursed at all. So it's like,
This is brilliantly depicted in A Few Good Men. It's based on trying to reclaim money on a gift card.
That's why Santiago was given the code
There's
red.
$25 left on this card. You goddamn right there is.
It's tragic.
You sit there making your dinner at home, not realizing how many people are out purchasing dinner off of gift cards.
We use words like discount.
A la carte.
Yeah.
Hors d'oeuvres.
So Chuck D'Amico thought it would be a good joke to give somebody a gift card for Christmas one year, and they put no money on it.
I think that's a terrible joke.
I think that's a terrible joke.
So you embarrass the person when they go to use it.
Yeah.
But now,
I don't like that.
Okay, question.
Yeah.
When giving this gift, do you indicate that it's a $100 gift card and it's a lie, or do you just give them a gift card with no number on it?
I think there was a number on it.
So the gift
That's just a lie.
It's
That's
the
just
gift of
mean.
lying. Yeah.
That's
It's
not
the gift
cool.
of lying.
Marissa?
Well, Chuck had me in our Secret Santa one year, and he knows that I hate gift cards because I always just forget to use them.
Yeah.
So he actually just bought me something that I wouldn't use, so I would have to return it and then have that.
That's funny.
That was pretty good, right?
I like
It's
it.
kind of the equivalent.
Yeah. We have I did a gift card reckoning a couple of years ago because we just had loads of them. I eventually I started taking them out of my wallet and had Rochelle take them out of her purse and I put them up and hung them up on the wall. We have this kind of metal grid with these clips on it. And I hung them all up there, organized them.
Right.
And
where they could always be seen?
Yeah. And I'm like, we will use these if we see these. We didn't. But I eventually
It's a nice try.
I eventually took them down. I'm like, okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm taking down each one of these cards, and we are going to, instead of waiting for a moment when it's time to use a card and it's convenient for us, we will go out of the way and use these cards now because it's money. It was hundreds of dollars worth of money sitting there.
Hey, not a bad idea to have like maybe a gift card, a swap. You know how you do like cookie swaps and stuff like that? But like,
so
you
swap
have
the cards for cookies?
I would.
No. That's a great idea. Yeah, I like the idea of cookies. That is good.
Listen, and so to that point, what if you could do it as a promotion? What was the name of the restaurant?
Stove and Tap.
Stove and Tap. I have a whole bunch more too when you get a second.
Yeah, so that if businesses with can make good on similar businesses offer a return on gift cards.
Yeah, but I'm saying like personally, like if you had a party,
friends.
Friends,
Sure,
and you come over, it's like, okay, like I have this, like I'm not going to go to this store. You know what I mean? It's $50.
I love that idea.
You could play like almost like poker with a deck of gift cards.
Well, instead of a deck of gift cards, the cards you're betting, your ante and your money.
Yeah.
So you play with regular cards, but you throw those in the pot.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good idea too. I like that. But
see your
Casey,
Bed Bath and Beyond.
But the idea of the swap thing is a really good idea.
Yeah.
But it has to be people you trust.
Yeah.
Right.
People
Not
you know.
like Chuck.
Chuck is not
a liar.
invited.
Yeah.
Chuck just got uninvited.
When Chuck
Liar, whore, and you know it.
When Chuck bought that gift for me, it was like I think our limit was $50, and then he bought an item, but then the item was on sale, and he was like, "Can you just give it to me for full price? I need the $50." So he ended up like buying a second item. I forget what he did.
Marissa, before you give us that list, I do want to go to a call here real quick. I have Jared. Hi, Jared. You're on the air. Good morning.
Hey, guys. First time caller, long time listener.
Ah, fantastic, sir. All right, you have got a little bit of information to share.
Yeah, so there is a brewery up in Hershey, right outside of Hershey Park, right on Chocolate Ave. It's called Ya Brew.
and if you have a Iron Hill gift card, they will give you 20% off your order. And if you have their mug club, which I think is King of the Hill, they'll give you their mug club.
Oh, that's a smart move.
All right.
Smart move.
Yeah, brew.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks for the heads up, Jared. And Marissa, you've got some other locations that are participating in that?
Yeah, so Facebook is a really good place to find these kind of things. I have Second Sin Brewing in Newtown Square says that that was starting yesterday. The first 50 people to bring an active Iron Hill gift card to the tap room will get a free 8-ounce pour and 25% off a tab. Then I also found the Pineville Tavern, who said, bring us proof of your gift card balance and you'll receive 25% of that balance towards your meal, plus the first beer is on them.
Yeah.
And then Bully's Restaurant and Pub also said that it's been something, maybe that just says go support your local places. But then Stove and Tap also has a lot of locations. They have El Pastor and Exit in Havertown, Good, Bad, and Ugly, Rooster's Glenside, Revival Pizza Pub in Chester Springs, Joey's Chops in Malvern.
Those are
and
all
then-
under the same umbrella?
Yep, and then the 2 Stove and Taps in Westchester and Lansdale.
Okay.
All right, you had mentioned Second Sin. That is not Newtown Square. That's in Newtown, Bucks County.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
I was
adding
like, my
square.
spidey senses went up. I'm like, I've never heard of that place.
Yeah, a lot of words.
All right. Let me go to Joe. Hi, Joe. Good morning, sir.
Hey, you guys rock.
I love you, man. Thanks. What's up, buddy?
Hey, so perfect timing. Yesterday, I was at my in-laws, and they're both retired now, but one used to work for a school. The other one used to work for the post office, and they get gift cards all year. And usually, being in this area, it's Wawa gift cards. So we started a few years back a tradition called Wawa Fest, where they would collect all their gift cards. They invite the whole family over, get whatever you want, hoagies, drinks, chips, whatever. So we actually just did this on Sunday, watched the Eagles game. Everyone orders a hoagie, chips, cookies, pretty much anything you want. And I think there was about 10 of us there. And when everything was said and done, there was still one gift card left with about $3.80 left.
Dude, you nailed it.
That's awesome.
You nailed it.
That is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
like that.
yeah, it works out pretty good. The family likes it, and my son likes it because he gets pretty much every candy bar he can think of.
Nice. All right,
It's a great
thanks, Joe.
idea.
Yeah, it's solid. If
Thank
you
you.
do, if you do have a large collection, you could do a gathering and have everything
Like cater it with all the different, places.
Yep. We should have Preston and Steve gift cards.
We should.
What would you get, though?
Nothing.
Yeah, I
There'd be
guess so.
nothing on it. There'd be the joke.
Iron Hill.
So we'd say there'd be, yeah.
Here's Iron Hill Brewery.
But no, I'm glad that this is at least being. I'm sure it's not original that this has happened before. I've just never really heard of it. But that's a good idea to honor those and gets people in your business and also the people are just sitting there. So by the way, if you won your Iron Hill gift cards a couple of weeks ago from us, still come and get them, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you can use them at other places.
I found out, Preston, you can pay your taxes with iTunes gift cards.
I didn't
Wow.
know
Yeah,
that.
there's this guy called up my house and
Dude,
and
I still think I have tons. I think I still have several iTunes gift cards. I just never use that anymore.
I don't think ever to use gift cards.
And
I
I
just don't.
should probably do it.
What's the most generic gift card to give now then?
Like
Air.
a Visa gift card?
Yeah,
Like-
but a Visa gift card, you have to pay the extra.
yeah, but that's not what you asked. You said the most
Okay.
generic. Like, I know that you have to pay a fee.
the most generic one that doesn't require a fee.
Hold on, I don't know what's the fee you have to pay.
So, well, when you buy a Visa gift card, you usually have to pay like $3.95 or $4.95 to activate it.
Don't
to activate.
Don't
Yeah.
a lot of them will only take cash for card purchases?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure about that, but I wonder,
Amazon
like,
probably.
Okay,
Yeah.
like Amazon, Target, Walmart. I was trying to
Yeah.
buy a gift card for somebody that I just wanted it to be generic, and I stood at that wall,
Yeah.
in like a CVS, and
Amazon's
I was like,
great, man. Amazon.
So I give the Amazon cards all the time.
Yes, you
They
do.
come in your email. They're easy to use, and there's just about everything you can want.
And also, Marissa, an activation fee of like $4 That ain't a big
Okay,
deal.
but here's why. I was only getting like a $10 gift card.
Oh.
Like it was just kind of
That seems stupid, yeah.
And Amazon, the minimum was like $25.
Okay.
So I was just kind of sitting there. I was like, is it Taco Bell, Burger King?
Who in your realm is only worth $10?
No, it wasn't like it was kind of a thank you. And it was kind of for.
I'll get them a $6 gift card.
Yeah.
There's a couple of places that I go to for my mom for Christmas or birthdays that they still do the paper gift certificate. I love that.
Oh, it's old school.
Comes in a nice little envelope. Yeah.
What would you get her? What business?
So she loves Joe's Dairy Cottage. That's like her. And actually, they got really great beef barley soup.
What is Joe's Dairy Cottage?
It's just this. It's like a little breakfast, lunch, dinner spot on 420, right by E.T. Richardson Middle School. And it's it's just standard, I wouldn't call it a diner because it definitely doesn't have a diner vibe.
Is it like the G Lodge?
No, I don't know what.
Have you been to the G Lodge?
No.
So that's outside Phoenixville.
Does it have because it kind of has a log cabin feel?
That's
vibe?
exactly what the G Lodge is. Yeah,
Okay.
they shot a couple scenes of the M. Night Shyamalan movie with Wahlberg.
Yeah.
The Happening.
The Happening. Yeah, in G Lodge. But Casey, it seems like a similar vibe to the Dairy Cottage.
The sweet thing about those, Casey, is when you only use part of it and they just cross it off.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
put another amount.
They just write it.
They'll just initial it so you know who wrote that.
And then she also likes to go to Roy Tweedy's. That's her butcher.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's her butcher?
Yeah, dude. And Steve, when I was a kid, I
Kill
hated
something for me.
I hated the way it smelled in there, but they always gave the kids pretzel rods. So
Oh, yeah.
I was always game
Here,
for going
shut
there.
up.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, I'll shut up.
Wow. Okay. Well, interesting little development with the gift cards. I thought you were going to be completely screwed, but at least you get something.
No, I love to hear that because, as Nick pointed out, as many as the time that if you receive something like for a small standalone business, this was a fairly substantial, a bunch of locations, Iron Hill. So
I have a stack of gift cards in my in one of the junk drawers that I have at home. I'm gonna go there today, look at it, see what I got, see if you know what, maybe if you guys find any, we should bring them in and we could swap amongst ourselves.
Oh,
because I bet you there's something like Preston. There's probably something out your way that somebody gave me once or whatever. It might be interesting.
Yeah. Okay. We'll do that. Casey, you look like you wanted to say something.
Well, it looked like you were wrapping this up, and I don't want to kill an entire topic. I think I have something that might last about 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So
you can make the call on this.
Yeah. Well, yeah, obviously. Yeah.
Can we? Is this a new character for you, the 2 minute man? Or
No.
Yeah.
It's what I had talked about in the commercial break.
Oh, yeah. I am interested in this because not that long ago, we played a cover of Bad Company's Rock and Roll Fantasy from the Struts. And the opening line is, Here Come the Jesters, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And for Nick's entire life, he thought it was Here Come the Jetsons.
Here come the Jetsons.
Now, misunderstood lyrics are a pretty standard thing. We all
Yes.
have it. I had something not that long ago, and I didn't even bring it up on the air because I'm like, we've been down that path a bunch of times. And now I wish I would have remembered it.
Yeah.
Because I would like to share it with you. I'll see if I can recall out of this conversation. But Casey.
the Jetsons don't even make sense because there's 5 of them, really.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Well,
That's why.
mine was Dirty Deke Thunder Chief.
Yeah, Dirty Deke and the Thunder
Dirty
Chief.
Deeds done dirt cheap.
All right, so I had I've heard this song, God, thousands of times.
Is it Happy Birthday?
But no. But I have I really have only
It's one of your
heard-
favorite bands.
It is, yeah. It's one of your favorite bands, but I've only heard the studio version. And there's an opening line from this song. I listened to the live version this weekend. I was like, wait, what? Okay. I don't even know. All right, so I'm just going to play this for you.
Okay.
All right, and it's just the opening line. There's some music.
All right, I know it's going to be there.
Hang on.
All right, right here.
You get a shiver in the dark. It's raining in the park.
You get a Chevy in the dark car.
It's not a Chevy
It's a
in the
shiver.
dark.
Shiver? Is that it?
No, that's not it. Sorry.
Now that is a decidedly different version.
Hang on. Hang on. It was a little too
tight.
It's you
A little
sit
too
shiver
tough.
in the park.
Yeah, it's Shiver in the Dark. Unfortunately,
I can
that's
almost not hear that very
yeah,
well.
that's not the live version. I'm sorry, Marissa. I steered you wrong, but it's Shiver in the Dark.
Right.
And I always thought you sit in a Chevy in the dark.
Right.
And I don't really know the words after that, but I always thought it was Chevy.
And it's raining in the park. So he's talking about a inclement weather, and that's why he's shivering.
Right.
I thought he was in a Chevy because it was raining.
He's sitting shiver in the park.
He's sitting shiver. Somebody just passed away, and they needed to sit shiver in the dark.
And here come the Jetsons. And little Elroy.
Yeah, Case, I thought that too.
Oh, God, thank God. Thank God I'm not the only one. All right, so everybody
But
knows.
I'm not going to give you a demerits on that. I
No.
think that's a tough one to understand. I love Mark Knopfler, but there's a marbles in the mouth thing that he's got going on.
All right.
All right, so apparently, according to Jewish tradition, you're not really supposed to sit Shiva in the park. The Shiva itself is ritually supposed to take place in a private home setting, not in a public park.
Unless you're in the Sultans of Swing.
Yeah.
I suppose.
Who routinely sat Shiva in the park.
I
There's
didn't
always
even-
a catch.
Well, there are no mirrors in the park, which
Right.
you're not supposed to look at mirrors when you're sitting Shiva, so that would track.
What are the rituals for? Because everything you said, that's true. And also, it's supposed to be something that's done at home. It's supposed to be done quickly after one is deceased, correct?
Well, yeah. So in the.
Yeah, you're going to have to explain this to me because I didn't even know what Shiva was until that movie came out a few years
It's a
back.
period of mourning. In the tradition, they like to bury their dead within 24 hours.
Yes.
It's supposed to be uncomfortable as well. So sometimes they will remove the cushions from a couch if they feel. Listen, I'm going to be way off. Jewish brethren, help me here, please.
Well, you grew up in a predominantly Jewish area.
Jewish community, yes.
One of my dear friends growing up was Randy Kostanowitz, and so I became very familiar with Jewish tradition. And that's where I learned about sitting Shiva. And I learned about that uncomfortability. I learned that at some point you will have to sacrifice a unicorn.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, and a good portion of it, besides growing up in a Jewish area, I learned from reading Geddy Lee's autobiography because he's Jewish and his father died when he was 12 years old. So he had to do a full year of mourning. It was a terrible period for him. And he was, it really affected him in an interesting way because he had to carry that on. And it really, I mean, listen, every religion, every faith has its own traditions.
Yes.
And some of them are wonderful and work for everyone, and other ones don't necessarily work for some people. And I think it's a bit much to have someone drag that on for that long.
For a year?
Yeah.
But at the end of that year,
age.
you get gift cards to popular eateries.
Okay. And then who is who shows up to? I mean,
Santa Claus.
No. I mean, like,
Which
is it
weird? Because we associate that guy.
Yeah, it's a total left field
with a Christian religion. So
No, I mean, can you like
close family?
Is it close family only? Like, does somebody show me like, what the hell?
I think I
don't know.
yeah, go ahead.
All right, we got Heather who always is telling us she's Jewish, so she knows what's up. Heather, what's going on? Good morning.
Guys, I just don't know what to say to you.
Listen, we freely admit we don't know what the hell we're talking about.
That's okay. So anyone could show up to Shiva. Now, in the Jewish faith, as soon as someone passes away, bam, burial. Like the next day.
I got that part right.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So kudos to you, Preston. You're an honorary Jew.
All right.
So basically, anyone could show up. You pay your respects. You bring food. You're not supposed to watch TV. You're not supposed to drive. You're not supposed to worry about your appearance. No mirrors. You have a rabbi. You have people of the Jewish community coming over, and you do what is called, you say a minyan. It's like a prayer circle. So all are welcome.
You say a minion?
The little yellow
So you're
guy.
talking banana.
That's what we know.
Yeah.
That's what we know, Heather.
That's how stupid we are, Heather. Oh, jeez.
What's still playing?
I thought the song was still over.
But in this case, from the time someone passes, the desired goal is to have them buried within 24 hours to 48 hours, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
And the Shiva can last, depending on how much of a Jew you are, because we're laid back here in my family. So we would sit Shiva for about 3 days. Sometimes it's 10 days.
Right.
So even after the deceased, the beloved deceased has been buried, you're going to continue the Shiva sitting.
That is correct.
Okay. And are there particular dishes that are associated with this as well, I believe?
It depends on the family. If they keep kosher, certain things aren't allowed in the home.
Yeah.
But the way we sat Shiva, all, like I said, all were welcome. You paying your respects.
Yeah, it always impressed me again from my peripheral exposure to it that it was you were really showing your respect and love for the person by going above and beyond a little bit. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
All right. So Heather, suppose I'm a close friend or a cousin, right? I'm not an immediate family or anything like that. Like how and let's say the family is sitting Shiva for 3 days. Mm-hmm. Am I required to sit for 3 days, or can you kind of come and go as you please?
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. It's the immediate family that will be sitting. When my mom passed away, it was my sister, myself, and immediate family. My father. Yes. Immediate family. And then, You're not required as a distant cousin to come and say the prayers and all that fun stuff.
And then friends, I assume, could sort of cycle over and visit during the time you're sitting Shiva.
Yes, that is how we did it.
Okay.
All right. Is that almost like when you have like a viewing and stuff like that?
It's similar. It seems like it is. Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wake. Yeah. Okay.
Jews don't have viewings.
Right.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yep. Okay, Heather, thank you for clearing things up. We appreciate that.
You know what? If they did, they
Have
could
a
call
great
them
day,
viewings.
Gadzooks.
You'll see you,
Gadzooks, Heather. Make me
sorry.
chocolate chip cookies.
Hold on. What'd you say, Nick?
They could call Jewish viewings Jewings. Thank you. Jesus Christ.
It's funny.
The comedy silings of Nick McElway.
Oh, shut up.
You mentioned, Steve, about showing up to support, and this is how clueless I am with when it comes to funerals and things. Wait a minute, we were talking about lyrics.
Well, it's because, by the way, Mark Knopfler is, I believe, Jewish.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but how did we get here?
Because he was sitting Shiva in the park.
Oh, yeah.
And it was raining at dark.
I'd sit and Shiva.
Yeah.
Is he Jewish?
He is, I believe, Nick.
I don't know, Nick. Look it up.
Find out.
I don't know. But anyhow,
his dad was a Hungarian Jewish. He had his dad's name was Erwin Knopfler. And I wonder if
sitting Shiva in the dark. So it could be Shiva.
It could be Shiva.
It really could be.
You know what I was thinking about? You mentioned Geddy Lee and his autobiography, Preston. I was thinking because he and Gene Simmons have similar family histories.
That's right.
Gene
Holocaust.
Simmons, Gene Simmons' parents were both Holocaust survivors, and I wonder if they're different realms of the rock world, but I wonder if Gene Simmons and Geddy Lee ever had a conversation about that.
Well, Kiss and when they were on their rise, they had Rush as their opening act for
No kidding.
a long time. They were very good friends.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah, they go into deep detail on how close they were, and diametrically opposed bands and personalities.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they still got along very well. and
Original lyric was, I want to rock and roll all night and sit Shiva every day.
every day. Yeah, they connected on that level, Nick. In fact, there's a story in there where they were somewhere in the South or something like that, and Geddy was wearing I don't know if it was a Star of David or another religious emblem. And Geddy is not religious per se, but he was doing it as just kind of fashion.
Yeah.
And Gene was like, you might not want to.
A bit of a warning.
Yeah, you might not want to wear that in public around here.
Yeah, because Gene was born in Israel, and his mom was a concentration camp survivor.
His name is Chaim.
Chaim Witz, yeah.
I mean, that's heavy stuff. Have you ever been to whether it be Shiva or whether you're awake where it got really emotional?
No,
I was, and it was. I mean, I'm not chuckling.
Okay.
It was one of those things.
I was waiting for a joke, to be honest, Steve.
No,
so, okay,
yeah.
all right.
It was a kid who had died.
Oh, Lordy Lord.
And oh dear, and I mean it. And I hate to say it. I mean, it was. I get it. But it was one of the most. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to do anyway. When a wake runs well. If that's a way to phrase it or properly, you feel awkward and you don't know how to talk to people. When this woman broke down, coffin side, I mean, and was like, well, your heart goes out. What do you do?
Horrible. I nobody likes funerals.
Yeah.
I loathe them.
Right.
I take them to, they bother me.
Yeah.
I obsess on
death.
Yep. Dying. I don't. you're supposed to think about life and the person that lived a life and reflecting on that. And I don't. And so it's a problem that I have. But I remember Rochelle, this was years ago, and this is how clueless I've been in avoiding those scenarios, was like someone whose relative passed away and she was like, well, we should go. And I'm like, I never even met that person. Why would I even go? I don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it's not because of the person who died. It's because we know the living person. We're there to support them. I'm like, really?
You're showing your respect and your solidarity, for lack of a better word, with the people.
That's how clueless I was.
Right.
I was like, I thought you go because you know the person. Even if you didn't know them, sometimes it's pertinent to go.
I got gift cards burning.
Come on. Hang on. We have Brett is a Jewish funeral director.
Boom.
Hi, Brett. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Good morning to see
out
you.
the big brain on Brett.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. All right. You want to jump in? Feel free. Solo for a bit.
I just wanted to call and shed some clarity on some of what Heather was saying. She was kind of very on point on some and a little off on the other. So before I forget, real quick, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, their kids are on TikTok. You should check them out. They are way more talented than their parents.
They are pretty talented. Yeah.
Okay.
Talented.
So to that point, Brett, about the service, is there something akin to a viewing? Because if you're running if you're a funeral director, I assume that's occurring at some sort of funeral parlor.
Right. So we are. I'm actually one of the owners and funeral directors at Goldstein's Rosenberg's. We do that Slam Down Showdown wrestling event, and then we're then again going to be doing the Procession for Life down to the Camp Out for Hunger.
Oh, that's right. We love you guys.
Yep.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. So here's the deal. Real quick, so what Heather was saying with the 24, 48-hour burial thing, yes, traditionally it should be within 24 hours. Say in Israel, it most certainly is, even if it's nighttime.
Okay.
Here, 24 to 48 hours is more realistic for like upstate New Jersey and New York. Philadelphia area is way more difficult because of a lot of local and state regulations that make it difficult for us to do that, even though that's what some of the families we serve want. In terms of a viewing, you typically don't have a viewing when you have a service in the chapel prior to a cemetery at one of our locations or a synagogue that permits it. Sometimes a small group of immediate family will be able to see their loved one, but that's typically not open to everyone. On occasion, a family will ask for that, but it is super rare.
So you would say perhaps 90% of the time that there's no need for the body to be prepared or embalmed, or none of that is necessary.
So in our with my firm, I would say about approximately 20% of the families we serve choose embalming. The majority don't. However, unless it's an Orthodox person, whether a person's going to be seen or not, we always make them look like they're going to be seen because that's the right thing to do.
Okay.
No, that's
100%.
Showing respect. Okay, yeah, I got it.
In terms of Shiva comes from the Hebrew word Sheva, which means 7. So 7 days of mourning. It starts right after the funeral and runs for 7 days.
Okay.
Traditionally, it is 7 days. Some people do 1. I find that most people that don't do all 7 always do an odd number, typically 1 or 3.
Oh, see, I was wondering because I heard a viral trend where you say 6 Shiva.
Yeah.
And everybody laughs.
Yeah, there you go. 6 Shiva.
Yeah.
Okay, next is number 7, which is
Double O Shiva.
Right, Double O Shiva.
Yeah. Hey, Brett, Heather mentioned a thing called a minion, and then we all made a Despicable Me joke, but apparently that's actually a thing. Can you explain that a little bit?
There's a thing. There's a couple different things. So, cemetery, one of the final prayer that you say before you leave is called the mourner's cottage. The Orthodox believe that you need 10 Jewish men in order to do that. So they will say, do we have a minion? Do we have enough Jewish men here to recite this prayer?
I got you.
Unfortunately, traditional Judaism is very chauvinistic that way.
Right.
There's also, though, a minion. So when you are at Shiva, every evening at sundown, you will have a kind of like what she was referring to, a prayer circle called Minyan, and whomever is there at that time will participate in reciting these Jewish prayers. Normally it's sundown. It's very quick, maybe about 10 or 15 minutes, I'd say. Very brief, but you say it every night at Shiva.
And so there was, thank you for the information, Brett, on this. But there was a series on Discovery Channel, might have been, that was all about funerary practices around the world. And then there's some fascinating things that cultures will do, that are elaborate. I mean, this 7 days might seem, or a year, Preston, as you were saying, might seem a lot. And there are other cultures that have it, that go on and on. That
Yeah.
It's pretty...
So technically, there's two initial mourning periods. There's Shiva, and then there's Flotim, which means 30, which is actually 30 days from the day of the funeral, which is a bit of an extended mourning period with less stringent practices. But then, as a child of a parent that is passed, you actually recite the Kaddish for 11 months.
Yeah, that was it. That was a Kaddish.
Yeah, you're right.
Lee. Yeah, you're right, Brett. It wasn't Shiva. I was off on that. But the Kaddish, you had to do that every day for 11 months.
When my mom died when I was 15, I recited the Kaddish every day for 11 months.
Wow.
And it's just part of what we do.
Tradition.
I love it.
Wow. All right.
Very informative.
Brett, we appreciate the heads up, and it is 42 days to camp out for hunger, just to give you a little timeline. All right, bud?
Sounds good. Super stoked. And have a great day. And Uba.
Always. All right. Take care of yourself. Yeah. Interesting.
Thank you, Dire Straits.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, Heather texted back in. She wanted to be clear. It was only how her family does things. Okay. And so she wanted to be clear.
And she is one of the sultans of swing.
Well, aren't we all? Yeah. I mean, come on. When you're sitting Shiva in the dark. Well, a delightful conversation about misheard lyrics.
And by the way, we planned all this.
Funerals.
Yes. We had bullet pointed ahead of time where we were going during this break in case it seemed more happenstance.
Yeah. Right. All right. Well, anyhow, you learn stuff.
Yeah.
That's what you do here on the Preston and Steve Show. All right. We should take a break. We have a few things coming up, including our friend Frank Grillo, who's going to be joining us around 10 o'clock this morning in Peacemaker Season 2. New episode coming up on Thursday. So we'll return shortly with some other things. So stick around. We'll be right back.
And essentially, it was
caffeine.
It was ephedrine, or
ephedrine, exactly.
Yeah, diet pills were a big thing in the 80s, and eventually people realized you can't take a pill to lose weight.
No,
but the thing was it was like racing people's bodies. So it was like extra. I don't know if it was caffeine or whatever the hell was in it, but it wasn't healthy for the.
It's not good for you.
Yeah.
So according to this, it says if let's see, what does this say? It says if we make it literally impossible to eat anything solid, they'll have to lose weight. Seems to have been the thinking.
I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah.
She was taking weight pills, right?
All right, was that it?
Yeah. Typically, patients had their mouths forcibly kept shut for around 9 months.
Oh, my God.
And while initial weight loss was reported, most patients put the pounds back on as soon as their traps were open. So,
isn't there a jaw clamp as well that they sold for a while?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Right. Yeah. Like a dental clamp.
So the practice fell in disfavor. If didn't help that, side effects can include choking on your own vomit and acute psychiatric conditions, suddenly panicking because you can't open your mouth.
Do you know what? I remember being trendy along this line, Preston. I'm going to say the 80s, smoking to lose weight.
Oh, really?
People somehow. I remember a friend of mine who felt she was overweight a little bit, started smoking. I'm like, I don't think that's a good trade-off.
Yeah. I mean, couldn't they just put you in a medically induced coma and you could lose weight that way?
I think they could.
Yeah.
Why not?
That's a great idea.
Or don't even use medicine. Just hit you with a mallet.
They would certainly handle every bit of your diet at that point. So, yeah. That's a great idea, Casey. Wow. Be in a coma for 6 months.
Listen.
You don't have to work or anything,
no.
do you?
Like at the beginning of COVID, what if you were able to miss this entire thing?
Yeah. All right.
And just lose 2 years of your life.
This is kind of a challenge from back in the day. Proving that things were just as weird then as they are now. Panty raids.
Oh, my God,
were big.
Could you imagine that today? Could you imagine?
In the 1950s, there was a trend on college campuses where large groups of young men, often numbering in the thousands,
Oh, my God.
would gather to invade women's dorms and sorority houses to steal panties and otherwise cause trouble. There's a lot to unpack with panty raids, actually. They were partly protests against gender-based housing restrictions, partly just college kids being stupid, and partly expressions of toxic masculinity. As gross and terrifying as the idea of the panty raid is, these often spontaneous protests set the stage for the more serious student activism of the 1960s. So maybe we can
When they got serious about panty raids.
hippies on panty raids. So, yep, panty raids were a big thing for a while. Yep. All right. Other challenges and fads from days past. All right, this one I've never heard of.
All right.
Apparently, limping became a fashion trend.
We're going out limping tonight.
Yes.
Throckmorton, are you coming? What was that guy's name from Harvard?
Oh man, hang on. Let's go back and watch him.
Linthrop. We're going out hobbling.
Lothrop Withington.
Lothrop?
Yes.
Let's go limping like poor people or sick people would do. People with infirmities, they're hilarious.
Listen to how this happened. Adopting bizarre fashion because someone famous did it first is as old as time.
Cripples are so amusing.
Back in the 1860s, women from London to Edinburgh began limping. And it wasn't rickets, dropsy, or another disease of the pre-industrial age, though. It was called the Alexandra limp.
That's not like the Harlem Shuffle.
No, we're going to go do the Alexandra limp.
So you would pretend you had a limp?
Yes.
Okay.
And here's the reason behind that. Alexandra of Denmark, the bride of the Prince of Wales, was an influencer of the time. And when she was struck by a sickness in 1867, she was left with a limp. And she kept being famous and stylish, and she would show up at glam occasions with ornate walking sticks. And before long, her fans began copying that look right down to the way she limped as well.
That's like if the Kardashians had to all of a sudden use a cane or were limping.
Right.
Other people would start to do
They
it.
might take that on just to be like them. So before long, her fans began copying the look, copying the limp. The style went viral, mostly among the young and rich who would actually, Kathy, they would buy shoes with two different sized heels
to force them to limp,
to make it easier for them to walk around like they had a limp.
Oh my gosh.
So this was of the more elite were doing this.
Yes, the stylish were doing this.
And they were doing it based on another elite individual.
You kind of see similar stuff going on now. Like it's more like dance move-ish, but like my son and his friends, they do the gritty all the time, and they're not dancing. They're not on a dance floor. They'll just, for no reason. It's essentially a touchdown.
When I come in and out of the building, I'm doing the worm.
What's the gritty? I don't know.
It's a touchdown celebration. You just kind of. I'm not going to do it well, Press, but you kind of like lean. You lean forward, and then you like.
Casey's doing it.
I can't do it. But if you look up Justin Jefferson touchdown celebration, he does a gritty after. Yep.
Is it just mainly? Is it from him alone?
Well, I remember him doing it sort of. I don't know if he did it first, but
it's like a stutter skip, and you're kind of waving your arms down low and then going up high, like you have, like you're pretending like you have glasses or something like that.
Yeah.
Didn't Soupy Sales used to do that? The moose or whatever? Remember that dance from years ago? Fine. Soupy Sales doing, I think it's the moose.
All right. Soupy Sales dance, Soupy Sales moose. I need
Soupy
to see
Sales
that.
was a kid's television host years ago.
Why don't you forget the moose?
Wow.
For a moment.
All right. So anyhow, the limp, the Alexandria limp, it says here, like most fashion trends, went from nothing to ubiquity and then back to nothing pretty quickly. It was over after a few years, but people were actually doing it.
We'll see if he does the moose.
Is the moose or the mouse?
Oh, maybe the mouse.
I don't know.
The video says the mouse.
Okay, wait. He does where he puts his hands up on the side of his head. I thought it was the moose.
I don't know. Yeah, because you would think it would be the moose because...
More than a mouse.
Yeah, I don't know.
But, there we go. Maybe it's the mouse.
Okay. Well, anyway.
I missed the Icky Shuffle. That was a good one.
Yeah. Dude, you know what? Okay.
I enjoyed that a lot.
Never mind.
Well, I know the Icky Shuffle as an exercise move.
It came back in commercials not that long ago.
And you know
It was
what
a
made me
Geico
mad at-
commercial maybe or something like that. And so they, he got number 41 in the deli aisle, and his number came up at the deli counter, and so he did the Icky Shuffle again.
Do you know where you saw a lot of that? It was at the Princess Diana funeral.
Can I see the Icky Shuffle? Can you do it,
Yeah.
Nick? Do you know it?
No.
It's like this.
He's going to break a leg.
That's true. No one asked me.
That's the Icky Shuffle.
Boom.
Yeah, and I think he was at the Super Bowl this year too, doing it again because the Bengals were back in for the first time since he played.
But there was do you know what there's a ladder you lay on the ground, you do these foot exercises through those, and we used to do, my instructor used to tell me to do the Icky Shuffle, and I didn't know what that was. I just thought it was the name of the movement. So
Okay.
How about that?
And it was a really good workout. So all right, anyway.
This is where they missed on this commercial though, Nick, and it bothered me the last time I
It's
saw
a Geico commercial.
I saw it earlier this week. The number at the deli should have been the number that he was actually wearing as well.
We should
and
make
it
some
wasn't.
calls.
Yeah, we should. I'm going to make a phone call.
Do we need to go back to what you were waving off a moment ago, or you want to stay good on that?
I think I was waving that off.
Okay.
The fact that he wasn't wearing the number that they called, because they were like, all right, next up, number 44. And he goes, oh, 44, that's me. All right. And then he does the Icky Shuffle. He's
Casey
really
had an
been
issue with
wearing
the
number 30.
I got you.
All right, so limping was apparently a trend at one point.
Well, listen, so that's just as stupid as the Tide Pod Challenge.
Okay, so this one is macaroni, but it's not about the food. You know the line in Yankee Doodle Dandy
Yes.
about sticking a feather in your hat and calling it macaroni. It's not about a noodle. It's a reference to a dumb but awesome trend popular among proto-metrosexuals in the 18th century England.
Did we ever establish what that exact lyric means? Stick a feather in your cap and call it macaroni?
This will explain.
All
it.
right.
Okay, so at the time, macaroni was an exotic dish in England, and eating it was seen as the mark of a well-traveled person. London hipsters started describing everything cool and exotic as very macaroni.
Very macaroni. Extraordinarily macaroni.
So before long, macaroni became a slur hurled back at these.
We're macaroni.
At these bourgeois fops who took personal affectation.
You didn't call him a fop, did
You bourgeois fop, you're saying macaroni.
To heretofore unknown levels.
I'll go one level further, you're rigatoni. Your bow tie pasta.
No.
Yes.
Get out.
Oh, okay, this is coming from Angel Hair Pasta.
Shut up, Scapolini. Macaronis might
You
have
bow tie pasta fop.
so.
How dare you?
So that is absolutely beyond the pale.
The whole thing is actually fete bourgeois fop.
And effete?
Effete. So here's what they would say. Macaronis were known as basically people who were wearing, they were kind of like glams, okay? So a macaroni might have a gigantic wig featuring ringlets tied in ribbons flowing out from a tiny hat adorned with roses.
Somebody you see on RuPaul's Drag Race now.
They had diamond buckles on their shoes and wore rings over their expensive gloves. And they carried around opera glasses, wore perfume, and spent their lives gambling and hanging out looking weird. So, but it was a trend for a while.
So
to be
this
macaroni.
almost seems like the counterculture of the time. Like, in other words, it's almost a mockery of the upper class.
Kind of like that.
Right?
Well, they just took their. They were, I think, the upper class.
Oh, they were. Okay, so was it them
that's a good
mocking
question.
them own?
Maybe
they were their own?
Maybe they were trying to be. No, wait, hang on a second.
You think they were like hipsters?
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
So anyhow, the pick, stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni is someone pretending to be.
I got you. Head baked ziti face
over the top. So, it says here, macaronis were baller, and all 1700s macaroni haters should step off.
Oh, wow. Step off.
That's what it says.
Don't you dare come up in my grill.
All right, here's another trend or fad or challenge from back in the day. This is the historian section, and we're pointing out trends, things that you might see on TikTok and social media that these have kind of always existed. Dance marathons.
Dance marathons. Now, brutal quite often.
Yes.
There is a great movie called They Shoot Horses, Don't They, with Jane Fonda, and it examines this fad of the 20s primarily, was it not?
It was, yeah.
All right,
it was in the dance trend
during the
started in
Depression.
the 20s. Yep.
So they would provide all these prizes and things, and Literally, it was dance till you drop.
So it started in the 1920s as light entertainment, part of the same breezy, let's see how long we can do a thing vibe that gave us like pole sitting. But by the 1930s, dance marathons had metastasized into public spectacles of cruelty. Curious people would pay $0.25 to watch bleary-eyed dancers drag each other around a ballroom, sometimes for weeks at a time.
Have you ever seen the movie They Shoot Horses, Don't They?
No.
So, Preston, and now that I'm thinking about it, it's very similar to American Idol, or so people would come and sit in the stands and they would pick their favorite couples, or they'd pick the people they were supporting, and they'd...
Marissa, real quick here, a couple shout-outs and butt plugs and things to pass along. So this one, this shout-out says, hey... don't know if I'm doing this right, but it's my dad's birthday, September 28th, and it would make his day to get a shout out from you guys. His name is Stephen A. Crumley. Crumley. And he met you guys for the very first time at Coco's in Clearwater, Florida. He zoomed in with you guys the day after, and you called his beard world class. I remember that guy.
Yeah.
After that, we came up to New Jersey to see the MM and as a first concert, I was blown away. I'm leaving for the military in a couple of days after his birthday, so I just wanted to make sure to make this birthday memorable. Stay safe. Have a wonderful day. That is from Stephen R. Crumley, and this is a birthday for his dad, Stephen A. Crumley. So here's a shout out to you, and good luck with you heading off into the military, sir. I also want to send this butt plug out. This is for now. See, I get people send these to me. And sometimes they send them to me way in advance, and I try to set them aside when it gets a little bit closer to the event.
Right.
And sometimes I don't write down what the date is, so I'm just going to give you this one. So this is from Jen Nickel, who emailed in about the Newtown Haunted Hustle 5K charity. And it's Saturday, October 18th in Newtown Borough, Bucks County. And all proceeds benefit the NR2F1 Foundation, a rare disorder which my 14-year-old daughter is diagnosed with. So, Nick, did you get that info?
I don't think so. Send that to me and I'll post. I don't think I got it.
Well, you still have time.
Yeah, it's still the 18th is when this comes out.
Yeah.
So I will. I'm going to hand this to you, Nick.
All right.
If you don't mind, there's a link to it, and so we'll post that information. Then here is another one. This is another race one. That's not till November. I'll get to that.
The hell with that.
All right.
I'll get to that in a couple of weeks. Case, did you want to mention something? You have your hand up.
Well, yeah. As you look for that, I just wanted to give a shout out and a congratulations to anybody and everybody that took part in the first ever Delco 10 miler yesterday. I was there at the start line. I was the MC of the event, and I started all the runners. They had 1,200 runners, 1,200 people who got up super early on a Sunday morning to run 10 miles, which I think is absolutely insane. But they ran from Rose Tree Park all the way down to Subaru Park, where the Union play. And Rafferty Subaru is a huge sponsor of the event, and proceeds went to Headstrong Foundation and Delaware Parks system, as well as Delaware County Arts. I said Delaware Arts. I mean Parks. Delaware County Parks. But anyway, it's a huge undertaking, and to have 1,200 runners in the first every year was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And I think the guy who won the whole thing, I think he finished the race before I even got home. That dude was just cooking. So to that guy, whatever your name is, congratulations.
All right, I found my other ones, but Marissa, you got something?
Yeah, I have one real quick. This is my first ever in-person Denver shout out. Matt and I were at the Shambles yesterday watching the game, and a guy came up to us. His name is Christopher Micah. He lives in San Diego, is from this area originally. Huge fan, podcasts every day. His girlfriend snuck over at one point during the game, and she's like, hey, can you give him a shout out? Because today is his birthday. So happy birthday, Chris, from Jill and Noodles and Dumpling, your cat. You're a big fan. Thanks for coming and hanging out at the Shambles.
Hey, Marissa, I'm sorry, Preston, real quick. I got a direct message from a guy named David Novin, and he says, I was just at the Shambles for the Eagles game, and I hung out with Marissa and Matt, and apparently he liked the pretzels.
Okay.
So David owns a pretzel company
There it
that
is.
is out in Denver.
Oh,
He
okay.
hangs out with us all the time.
There we go.
There was another guy named Tyler who is doing his residency and moving to Denver in next year. He already knows where he's going to be placed, and he was like, "Well, we heard of this place," and yes, we had a whole Eagles crew watching
That's
yesterday.
awesome.
Drop the
Very
banner.
nice.
There's a fun little video on my Instagram.
Nice. All right, here's another one. It's a birthday I missed out. It says, hey, I'd like to request a birthday shout out for my husband, Dan Duffy. What a great name, she says. The didgeridoo player.
Dan Duffy, the didgeridoo player.
Yeah, Dan's birthday is September 28th, but he listens every day, so any day get a shout out for him on the air. In the upcoming weeks would be great. Dan is turning 41, and the coolest part is that he heard that he and our almost 2-year-old daughter are birthday buddies. She was quite the birthday gift 2 years ago, arriving by surprise 3 weeks early. And Dan right away became the best girl dad out there. So the only thing I can think of to become close to topping that birthday gift from 2 years ago would be a shout out from you. So she says, thank you. And that's from Marjorie Duffy. There's a shout out to you. Here's another plug. Now I've got these in order here. All right. So this is pretty cool. This is from Corey Aversa, who works at Parks Casino, and said that Carrie Nork Manelli from Parks Casino earlier this year was tested for having BRCA1 gene mutation, underwent a double mastectomy. And after her return and recovery, she's taken up a new cause, which is raise money for the Brasser Center for BRCA at Penn Medicine. And Carrie and her family at Parks is raising and donating up to $10,000 to the center. And Saturday, this coming Saturday, she and the Parks volunteers will host a no-charge breast cancer screening event open to all women over 40 years old. Additionally, Carrie and the team will be offering a special Pink Lady cocktail with a portion of the proceeds going to any donation. Going to the donation available at every single restaurant and bar at Parks Casino in Bucks County and Parks Casino Shippensburg during the entire month of October. So this is a free mammography. It's the Penn Medicine mobile mammography van. This coming Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Parks Casino parking lot. And you can get a breast cancer screening mammogram even if you don't have health insurance.
That's awesome.
So that's important. If you know somebody who's not insured and should get a screening done, make sure you let them know that this is coming up at Parks Casino on Saturday. So there's a plug-a-rooney. And then last one I have is this, hey, Preston and Steve Show, I'm hoping you can share our event coming up Saturday, October 11th. The annual Run Walk starts at the Skeet Club Grove, which is at 8112 Skeet Club Road in Sladdington. At noon. It's a 21 and over event, and this sounds fun. It's part scavenger hunt, part bar crawl throughout the Sladdington Walnut Port area. Do you guys know where this is?
Not at all.
I think Sladdington's off the northeast extension before you get to the tunnel.
Okay. So yeah, I wasn't familiar with these towns.
You're like, you're Jim Thorpe.
And she says it's an area where participants are encouraged to wear pink dresses, although any pink attire is acceptable. To bring attention to the fundraiser, our goal is to raise $3,500 to donate to 2 local women who are currently going through the treatment for breast cancer. While running, we sing songs, have fun, stop at bars and backyards for drinks and snacks, and collect money that goes directly to the recipients. When we get back to the Grove after the run walk, we have a crock pot cook-off, Casey. Food, raffles, music, dancing, prizes, and for the best dressed and best crock pot entry, and a lot of fun. Registration's $30 person, and they have raffle tickets and all that stuff. So I thought that sounded fun.
It's a great idea.
Nick, you got the information sent to you as well. So Alice May is the one that sent that over. So it's the Pink Dress Cancer Run /Walk fundraiser. So I wanted to give that a little plug, if you would, please.
Excellent.
There's your butt plug for you. And then here's a random email I'm going to read. This is from Cast Isle Karn.
Cast Isle Karn?
Cast Iron Kyle.
He used his cast iron skillet yesterday.
He did?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he gave
All
me
right.
a little one the last time he was here.
So it says, hey, what's up, guys? Snakes in helmets.
You know.
Does that sound familiar?
Snakes and helmets, everyone. Yeah. It's September 29th.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Snakes and helmets.
I'm sure it's something we said before.
I'm sure.
He said, I drive a 1993 Chevy Silverado as my daily driver. It has a small block Chevy 350 in it, and I need to replace an exhaust manifold gasket. And I was on my back in my driveway under the truck, changing the gasket when I realized I was wearing my Camp Out for Hunger 2023 t-shirt. I rushed inside, covered in grease, water, WD-40, PV blaster, took the shirt off, hand washed it, then put it in its own wash cycle, and it came out spotless.
Oh, wow. That's a miracle.
He said, everything you do is high quality, even down to the shirts you get for your events. You guys rule. Raymond Jonathan. What is this?
Ray John.
Oh.
That's his proper name is Raymond Jonathan.
That's cast iron Chiron for you.
Yeah.
What's Snakes and Helmets? I
don't know.
Is that with the after House of Dragons?
Snakes in helmets, not snakes and helmets.
Oh, I thought it was snakes in helmets.
In helmets.
That'd be ridiculous. Snakes and helmets.
Yeah.
Helmets? Like mayonnaise?
Ooh. No, that's the only way I eat my snakes. I was using aioli.
That's snake salad.
Have you ever had snake? I've never had. I'm sure Nick has.
Eaten snake?
No, I don't think so. I've had
Really?
gator.
Okay.
Yeah,
but I don't think I've ever had snake.
How do snakes think without words?
What?
Harkening back to our earlier
Yeah.
conversation about
All right,
dogs.
so Nick has started to use AI for questions. And this one is, well, here's the answer. Snakes can unexpectedly enter helmets.
Yeah.
We thought so.
As has happened to people who find them in their bike or motorcycle helmets.
That's happened.
Snakes are attracted to dark, enclosed spaces to rest and can be difficult to spot. So it's essential to always check your helmet before wearing.
Well, so you laugh, but in certain locations, for example, like in Australia, they strongly suggest before you put on slippers or anything of that nature, for the very same reason that the funnel web spiders are attracted to those darker.
Hey, do it here, not just Australia. I was watching The Pit, and there was a black widow spider in one of the person's
You got to
shoes.
watch out.
I one time put on my boot, which is I keep in my garage. It was my snow boots, so I only wear them, in the season when it is required. And I put my foot in there, and there was a bird's nest inside.
Oh my
Stop
God!
It. Really?
For real.
Oh, were there birds in there? Or
There
just
were
a nest?
birds in
Okay.
there, but a bird had gotten into my garage, and
I legit thought you were going to say, "There's a snake in my boot," which is from Toy Story.
I had a bit, and I missed my opportunity.
Yeah.
How about that?
There's a bird's nest in my boot.
By the way, to
was
all
it
the people that we mispronounced Slatington, I am sorry. It's Slatington, not Slatington.
Slatington.
Oh, it's Slatington?
Yeah, my bad.
And you say it's right around the Jim Thorpe area?
Yeah, not too far.
All right.
Where that butt plug that Preston had earlier.
Right.
There we go.
That's just one of my butt plugs.
Right.
Been a whole morning correcting mistakes.
We last weekend, Rochelle and I went for just an overnight stay in the Poconos, this beautiful resort called French Manor Spa. And Casey, you went up to Scranton this weekend.
Yeah.
The colors are just starting to happen. Out that way, it's cooler.
They've had difficulty in picking peak color time. And do you think we're at it now?
No. I think the end of October.
Okay.
I was
That's
excited.
when it all is the best.
I was excited for you, but I also felt like, man, you needed another day. Because what time did you end up getting up there on Friday?
Well, check-in was 3. We got there right at 3 o'clock.
Okay, and then what time did you get out of there on Saturday?
Around 11.
Was that enough time?
It was enough time for what we needed to do. But I would have preferred next time if we do it, we'll do 2 nights and then we'll plan something on that one open day because there's lots of hiking and different things that you can do in and around going shopping, whatever. I don't know.
Square dancing.
Square dancing. But no, it was the Poconos are starting to.
I love
they
it.
turn a little bit earlier than we do.
I love this time of year so
But peak is still at the end of October, and that's when we really get those vibrant yellows and reds and all that good
The
stuff.
leaves are coming down. I'm setting up my Halloween decorations yesterday, and everything has that sort of that fall look. It's just, I love it.
I know I'm not the only one who holds my breath as they go through the Lehigh Tunnel. Is that something that you do?
No.
Nick, do you do it?
I think I did when I was a kid, and I used to also pretend that the vents, like they're like jet engines. Jet engines.
Yeah.
They look so cool.
May I ask?
Yeah.
And listen, I did that type of thing when I was a kid too.
Yeah.
There was you had to lift your feet when you go over train tracks and hold your. I thought it was hold your breath when you go past the cemetery. But how old are you? 50?
I'm 50.
Why do you still do it?
Yeah, just to see if I can still do it. I still got it.
Just see if I can still
To
do
run
it.
the length of the tunnel while holding your breath.
Yeah, you know where else I hold my breath when I'm driving is when I'm driving over roadkill. I don't know why. Okay,
How long does it take to ride over roadkill?
So,
Wait.
okay. It is.
This is something. This is not an urban legend or a little thing that kids do. You just do it.
Is it like whistling past the cemetery?
No. All right. There is a legit reason why I do it.
Yeah.
Can you guess why?
In hopes that the creature will come back to life.
No.
No, I can't. Mine's too logical. Forget it.
No.
I know what you're going to say. The smell.
I want to hear.
Not the smell. Just for fear that you're going to run over it a second time and you just.
No.
Kind of okay.
No, it's stupid.
Is it spiritual?
Yeah.
The spirit of the animal.
Yeah, I don't want to breathe the spirit of the animal in.
Okay.
But what if it had been? Does the spirit linger forever?
I don't know. That's why I hold my.
So you come home, and Diane goes,
I don't know.
You inhaled over a dead squirrel, didn't you?
Yeah.
You know why?
You can
Because you're
tell.
acting nuts.
You can tell. Something's up.
You inhaled over a dead squirrel, didn't you?
I could tell the moment you walked through the door.
You got dead squirrel all over you.
Yep.
And
It wouldn't be all. It would be in me.
Yeah.
And are you wondering if other people do this?
Well, the not the holding breath over roadkill.
No
Not
one
that.
does
That
that.
would just be stupid.
Yeah.
No, but I think here's the thing. I know
Lehigh Tunnel is what you're asking.
Well, I do it for all tunnels, right?
Okay.
And I've yet to been able to do it through the Lincoln Tunnel. That's just too
That's a long
far.
one. Yeah.
There are sections, I believe.
How about the tunnel?
There are sections of the Bay Bridge Tunnel that I'm able to do it through. The one that's actually pretty tough is, and I don't know why, is that tunnel that goes to Borgata down the shore. But Kyle Pagan, he had done a video. This is a few months ago on his Instagram, and he does it. I was like, okay, I'm not the only adult who does it. And then when I was driving up to Scranton 2 weeks ago, we had a woman in the back. She does it. And by the way, Nick, when I was coming back from Scranton 2 or 3 weeks ago, the one part of the tunnel was closed off, so I had to drive the opposite in the opposite lane. I've never had to do that before.
That happens occasionally. And in fact, when we were kids, Casey, that's how that tunnel was. It used to be just the one side of the tunnel, and then they added the second side, so it was 2 lanes in both directions. But when we were growing up, if you went north or south on the Northeast Extension, you only had the one option, and it reduced down to 1 lane. So fortunately, at one point, they added the second part of that tunnel to make traffic a little bit more manageable and bearable.
Wow. You hold your breath in the Inner Harbor Tunnel in Baltimore?
I've tried that one. You know, I don't know if I've been able to do that one or not. Okay. I feel like I have.
Casey, 42 years old, and I very much hold my breath every tunnel that I go through.
Okay.
It's probably just the Lehigh Tunnel recently, but I did go up with my nephew, and I was excited to pass along the tradition. He had never heard about it.
Is it just about personal excellence or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing like.
There's no spirits. There's no tunnel spirit.
No tunnel spirit.
yeah.
No, and it started. I remember going up to my friend,
The great fire god.
my friend Gary's. His grandparents had a little cabin in the, and so that was the first time. I might have been like 3rd grade. Is when I went through that tunnel for the first time. Fun fact.
Come in here, Case. I'd like to talk about flying squirrels.
His grandpa made me pee in a bottle on the way home. He wouldn't pull over so I could go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's just a thing Grandpa does.
Don't throw it away.
He likes to watch kids.
Gumpy likes to drink it. The hell's going on?
Listen, this is going to seem a little weird, but Grandpa likes to watch kids pee in a bottle.
Yeah.
And on that same trip,
Tell me if you have to poop now.
on that same trip, I tried to see how high I could count.
We got a shoebox in the trunk.
Yeah. I got a bow on it.
Oh my God.
Wait, I need your opinion. Should I be holding my breath on the tunnel on 76 going to the airport?
That's a short
Like
tunnel.
26th Street?
That's a short tunnel.
I don't feel like that's a tunnel.
Okay.
Yeah.
More of a bridge.
Yeah.
See, I was
It's an
thinking the
overpass.
one in Atlantic City doesn't seem like a tunnel to me.
That's
Go to the
totally a
Borgata?
tunnel.
Can you hold your breath from the Jersey Turnpike to Pittsburgh?
I'll try. I will try. I think I can hold my breath for 2 minutes.
I don't think that's an outlandish issue.
On your mark. We're going to do this?
Okay.
Okay. Hang on a second. Let me get my timer ready. Ladies and gentlemen, the most riveting radio ever in the history. We are award winners. Don't try this at home.
We're in the radio. This is serious. We're in the Radio Hall of Fame.
All right. Keep your breath and point to me when you start holding your breath, and I'll start the timer. Here. All right. Ready? And Casey's still exhaling. And now. All right. So the timer has started. Casey's going to hold his breath.
He's a timekeeping device. Casey seems like he's doing okay.
For 2 months. He has closed his eyes.
This might seem weird, but he.
So he is. Don't make him laugh. I want to see if he can do this. So he's trying to focus center.
Focus on
2
road.
minutes doesn't seem like
It does not.
ridiculous amount of
His
time.
nose isn't being pinched. I think it's easy to cheat.
Yeah.
I don't think Casey will cheat.
I think he's cheating.
I think he's a.
Wait, his ears are open.
I think he has integrity. Oh, he's now pinching his own nostrils.
Okay.
And I'm all right, we're 30. We're a quarter of the way there.
Okay.
Quarter of the way there.
Minute 50 left.
I don't think I've ever tried to.
I have.
Well, when I was a kid, maybe.
What about like underwater?
Yeah.
Did you do it?
Yeah, see how long you could stay. What's the matter? Did you quit? No? Okay. Casey's, he's now we're
Did you crap
communicating via sign language. He pointed his finger and he shook his head as in.
He crapped himself.
I'm not
I just
gonna
wanted
make
to go for a minute. There's no way I'm going to get 2. I'm still breathing out, so this technically counts, okay?
No, that doesn't count.
It does.
No, it
when
doesn't.
you breathe out, it totally counts. What are you talking about? I haven't breathed in yet.
You just
Now you
breathed in.
just breathed in.
Yeah, it wasn't a
Minute
good
10.
breath. It was not a good breath. I'm mad at myself.
You came
guys.
close, man.
I disappointed everybody listening.
You're only off by a minute.
I think I disappointed everybody by talking again.
I was going to say, the only way to keep it quiet for 2 minutes.
We love this. Please make this a Monday thing.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a good breath.
Well,
That wasn't a good breath.
Well, real quick, on a side note, and touching on the fact that we kicked this off by talking about going to the Poconos and
Yes.
how beautiful it is, and this time of year specifically. This is according to the U.S. News and World Report. They have named the best U.S. national park as Glacier National Park.
No kidding.
Man, I gotta get
and
there.
one of our closest family friends, my friend Emily Chapman, is there right now.
Wow.
She and her fiance rented an RV, and they're spending a week or so up in Glacier.
It's
And,
not too cold yet.
No,
Okay.
and the pictures they sent were, as you can imagine, unbelievable.
They almost look like they're AI. They're so stunning.
Yeah, like above the clouds.
We're supposed to go there in
They drove
2020,
too high.
and then the pandemic happened, and so my family had rented a cabin on the west side of the park. I went there when I was a kid in like 91 or 92, something like that. And I've been wanting to get back ever since. It really is unbelievably gorgeous. It's on the Canadian border, and on the northern side of the Canadian border is a Canadian national park. So they actually, I think it's called Waterton or Waterston National Park, and they share. So it's like both countries have national parks on the other side of the border.
But Glacier is the part that's in the U.S.?
Correct, yeah.
Okay, all right. I wasn't sure about that because, you could cross over if you got your passport and everything, go check out the other part of it.
Going to the Sun Highway goes up from the west side to the east side, and it's an unbelievably beautiful place.
The area in and around there, just in general, is magnificent.
Have you been to Glacier?
I've been on the periphery of Glacier.
I've been to Montana, but I've never been to Glacier.
I've been to Montana.
It's the one that I want to absolutely go
I would love to as well.
For sure. Named for the remnants of Ice Age glaciers that carved its valleys and peaks, Glacier National Park has now just 26 active glaciers remaining, down from a roughly 80 in the mid-1880s. And it's a stark reminder of climate change, but also breathtaking spectacle for hikers who can still glimpse the glittering ice fields on trails like the strenuous Grinnell Glacier Hike. Beyond the glaciers, Cedars Glacier is home to more than 700 lakes, numerous waterfalls.
That's too many.
And 2 rugged mountain ranges. Lots of wildlife as well. Moose graze in the marshy valleys. Mountain goats cling to sheer cliffs. And by the way, I know we're going to play the moose clip.
Why don't you forget the moose for a moment?
Steve was showing me a video the other day of a mountain goat doing things that you would swear are not real.
I mean, they literally, they jump from sheer cliffside to the tiniest of ledges, and they're able to, you would think that they were committing suicide.
Right. Yep.
But they're hitting, and for whatever the way their hooves are structured or however they do it or their ability to just balance is staggering.
We saw mountain goats in Glacier when we went there. I remember it vividly because we came around a corner on a hike.
But they have to be tacky.
Look at how they run down. I mean, you would think it was, and we should all be suspicious of videos we're seeing, but I've seen enough nature videos and having seen on the Animal Planet and stuff like that, the video of this, they're phenomenal. You forget how amazing they are.
So obviously, moose, mountain goats, black and grizzly bears, and eagles and loons, and over 270 species of birds can be found within Glacier National Park.
Goddamn loons.
As well. They drive you crazy after a while.
Shut up, you old bitch.
I think loons are named that because they sound like a crazy person
I think
off in the
so.
distance.
Yeah.
You loon. Or maybe
No,
loon,
man.
or maybe we got the name loon from that. I don't know.
That's how we got the name. Shut up!
Speaking of elk, Marissa had run in with several elk this weekend in Colorado.
Dude, that was so cool. We went and played a round of golf at a course called Evergreen. It's a municipal course out in Colorado, and
I didn't know they played.
Yeah, they have a great handicap.
How big are they, Marissa, when you're in proximity?
Massive.
They are massive, aren't they?
Massive.
Yeah.
And it's mating season. So they were everywhere. And so they have literally like course safety superintendents who are like, you're not going to tee off on this box. Why don't you just go halfway down the fairway?
Yeah.
And they were just everywhere. And they just kind of chilled. There's like tons of females. And then the males were there. And they were like letting out those calls.
The bugles.
The bugles. There you go.
They're magnificent.
Yeah.
I have it right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called In Rut when they're in heat.
Yeah.
In Rut. And it was so cool. Like, it actually, they were very calm. They were chill. They didn't really care about anyone who was around. We were all, I mean, that's what it felt like, Steve.
Yeah.
So they're just kind of like looking at you, hitting your ball, kind of judging you. But at one point I was like right off the green and there was a little baby right there. And I'm kind of like looking at the baby and he's kind of like coming towards me.
Yeah, you got to watch that.
And my ball was there, and I'm looking, and I was like, I don't think I want to turn my back to this thing. I'm just going to grab it and
Because Marissa,
run.
in the video which is great on your Instagram page, they turn those antlers on you. They'll kill you in a second. They'll kill you in a second.
Yeah, they're just big. They can just run you over. So
And they just go to town.
So they go to town?
Like,
yeah, they
You mean having sex? So they were banging?
Cafes.
oh yeah, he was just like all up in there and doing stuff.
What's an elk dong look like?
Well, no, I didn't see that. I think I saw the pre to the sex.
Dude, one of the funniest moments ever in my life was my dad and I were taking this trip out west. We were all over. We went, to Yellowstone and all these places, and we're in the car together, and we had an argument about something. I'm 13 years old, and we were just pissed. He was mad at me.
Yeah.
And we weren't talking.
Those are wonderful.
We weren't talking.
Yeah.
And we're driving by a field, and there were cattle in the field, and one is up on this other just banging away. And we both saw it, and we both started cracking up.
It was a great tension breaker.
It broke it because we weren't talking at all. It was just so damn funny.
And animals, especially of that size, now that is humping.
That is some
when you're
humping.
carrying that kind of weight.
Yep. Smacking.
Yeah.
Smacking.
Waxing that cow ass.
All right. Well, anyhow, one last thing is I know we have to take a break because we have Frank Grillo coming up.
Oh, yeah.
We got to stay on time for him. Back to Glacier.
Yes.
History buffs can check out the park's lodges and chalets, many built in the early 20th century by the Great Northern Railway to promote luxury train travel. And today, grand properties like the Many Glacier Hotel and Lake McDonald Lodge remain on the National Register of Historic Places, offering guests the chance to experience Glacier. The glaciers at a much as the earlier travelers did. So
we stayed at the Lake McDonald Lodge, and it was really cool because we ended up staying in the same floor and same room that my grandfather did 50 years prior.
Cool.
And it was really neat. It was a cool experience. I remember vividly like playing chess and checkers with my dad and brothers out on the porch. You sitting there in these rocking chairs. It's one of those magnificent old Western lodges. If you ever get a chance, highly recommend it.
To deflate, or not to deflate, but to decompress, I should say.
Yeah, and you're just it's an incredible place.
So Glacier is according to U.S. News and World Report, it is the best national park for 2025. It was voted as such. So, all right, listen, let's take a break. Come back. We have the Bizzare File, and yes, indeed, Frank Grillo will be joining us. So we'll come back in a moment. Stay with us.
They would bring prizes or donate food or money and stuff like that. There's one scene where in fact, it's running on the screen here in the studio, where Red Buttons, who's an old guy, has a heart attack, and his dance partner is picking him up and trying to move him across.
Oh, my God.
And they would so it wasn't just dancing. They would do these little races, and a siren would go off. They'd get about 10 minutes to go back, go to the bathroom, whatever, quickly. And they were all taking like speed and everything to stay awake. It was horrible.
So the dancers themselves were a mix of Depression-era poor folks for whom a couple of $100 in prize money was life-changing. And also ringers, secretly hired by shady promoters, often so that they wouldn't have to pay out on the prize.
So the guy who's running the thing is a great actor, Gig Young, and he's like, hey, he's selling the sizzle, how he fought in WW2, or not at that time, WW2 or World War I or whatever, but he's talking about, the sailor, and come on, show your support. And it's a big thing, but the thing the movie that captures so well is, as you said, how cruel it was. It was unrelentingly cruel.
At least one person died during these displays, and sleep deprivation psychosis was seen as well. Eventually, city government started banning the contest because the whole thing was so distasteful. The trend has a real legacy, though. Every charity walkathon owes a spiritual debt to this fad as well, because they started these thons, these long things.
It's true. Yeah, I didn't even think about where it all came from, but it is those dance marathons.
And Nick pulled up some of the stats from the most famous thon we know, which is the Penn State thon.
Yeah, which does incredible work.
And celebrating its 50th anniversary.
And this year.
In fact, Thon 2022 shattered the 2014 record by raising, listen to this, $13,756,374 to combat childhood cancer. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
And that one is not cruel.
Yeah, didn't Fonzie and Joni do a dance-a-thon?
I think they did. Yeah.
Fonzie and Joni?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar. Interesting. All right. And then I think I only have one other thing here, one other trend, one other...
These are interesting.
Fad. Yeah, I thought they were kind of cool.
Oh, man. Fonzie looked really tired at the end of it.
Oh, you watching a video clip of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
He really worked hard.
Poor Fonzie.
I know.
Where's the one? That wasn't the one where he's, unbeknownst to him, dancing with Richie in drag and blows in his ear?
Oh, my God. No, I don't think so. That's pretty great, though. You remember that blowing in the ear?
Oh, yeah.
That was a thing.
That was a thing, too, blowing in the ear.
Blow in their ear. Would you stop blowing in my ear, please? It's very loud.
They're hugging and he goes, Fonzie, it's me. And you see the look on his face.
All right. The last trend that I will mention from the past is what's called nightshade eye drops.
Never. Oh, wait.
Kathy, you'll find this interesting.
Maybe I have heard of this.
No beauty trend on TikTok is as disturbing as the Victorian practice of using deadly nightshade eye drops. Belladonna, which is the plant, causes the pupils to dilate and the eyes to water, which can give you a smoldering, dark-eyed, doe-like look. And if you're going for pale wan, tuberculosis hip, it will give you watery eyes, too.
Wow.
Prolonged usage can lead to blindness. Nightshade is extremely poisonous, like Steve said. And if you're wondering what it would feel like to put belladonna into your eyes, you probably already know. Your optometrist has probably used drops that contain the synthetic version of atropine, the eye-opening ingredient in belladonna, so you can picture walking around all day, every day, with that I just left the eye doctor feeling.
That's effed up.
I hate that. I hate that feeling.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It ruins my whole day.
So when you get your eyes dilated?
Oh, it gives me a headache. I can't see. I don't know how it's legal that they let me leave and drive home. I just don't get it.
Will they now give you the option to use the other thing?
I have to ask because my eye doctor still dilates my eyes. So I need to ask. But I remember you mentioning
What is the other thing?
It's a device that they have you look into, and it takes, I think they're taking a look at your retina, and I may be way off on this, when they dilate your eyes like that. And it just costs extra, like insurance doesn't cover it. So it's like costs $30 or something to do that. And I'm always like, yeah, I'll do that rather than have my eyes blasted open for the rest of the day.
Well, so do you remember the puff of air you used to get in the eye? So they don't
I hated that.
Hated that too. Yeah. So they don't do that anymore. They've advanced on that.
Right.
But that's not what you're talking about, Preston.
Nope.
It's the
It's an eye queef.
Yeah, and they are looking at your retina when they
it's you look inside this contraption, and you're supposed to look at this green light or something like that, and it takes a really good look.
What's it? Do you know? Find out what it's called, because I have to go. I'm due, and I'm asking for that.
Yeah, I need new glasses. I need to go in for a look.
Well,
too.
when you go in, just draw a picture of it.
Yeah, it looks like this. Do this thing. Right. Another thing, actually, there was one more on here that I left off, and it just says Evel Knievel. But
well, that was the
not just Evel Knievel, but people started jumping
things.
You know?
Again, we go back to the happy days, the garbage cans in the parking lot of the diner.
Yeah,
and then obviously Jump the Shark.
Yep.
But I remember the Evel Knievel thing, the jumping. other people started to do it as well. But
kids did.
Knievel owned it.
But you would set up ramps in your
my
backyard,
God.
and so like it became popular to jump your brothers, for example, and anything that you could find to make jumps out of.
Yeah, here and it says here, crashes or not, kids across America watch live broadcasts of his stupid, dangerous displays, bought the evil toys, and imitated Evil's foolish stunts on their big wheels and Schwinn's. There is no statistic on the number of compressed vertebrae and chipped teeth that were caused by imitating Evel Knievel.
I remember as a kid getting the Snake River Canyon Evel Knievel toy.
Yeah.
You'd pull like a cord out of it, and it would... but the actual stunt itself, and this was a big deal. He was going to jump Snake River in a rocket motorcycle. The thing got about 40 feet, 30 feet off the edge of the cliff, and the parachute deployed instantly.
Didn't work at all. So anyhow, these are fads, these are trends that were around before social media and just as stupid as the ones that are done today. So it's just what we do. It's what
we are stupid.
We do. Thought I would share that with you. All right, we should take a break and come back in a moment. Secret text word. We got some tickets to Philly Auto Show. We want you to win, so text word secret to 39333. We'll see if you win by the end of the program. Back in a moment.
Preston and Steve.
So I would go
Stink is in the name.
get something like a tissue or whatever.
Yeah.
to get 'em. Now I grab them with my hand and throw them outside. You know what I mean?
Because they don't bite or anything.
No,
right?
they don't bite or anything, but still, they're
They say though, like if you can flush them, or because if you crack them, the
smell?
pheromones. Well, that also attracts other stink bugs.
I throw them outside.
Well, I mean, the look of this thing, though. Come on.
It looks terrifying.
Yeah. It looks terrifying. I would not be okay if I found this anywhere near me. So I just had this debate with a friend of mine. We were first talking about mice and snakes. And she lives on a farm, and she had a mouse in her sink, and it couldn't get out because it couldn't crawl up the walls of the steel sink. And so she had to FaceTime her mom and dad because her husband was away to help her get it out and what to do. And she had to put the cup over it, slide the plate underneath it. And then, of course, she threw it literally right outside the door. Her mom was like, it's going to come back in.
Right. It wants to be inside.
So anyway, we were talking about that, and I go, well, at least it wasn't a snake. She goes, no, I'll take a snake over a mouse. I was like, no
kidding.
way.
That
I was
seems to be opposite of what most people would probably say.
I would die. I was cleaning out my planters, and there was this little tiny thing in there, and I was digging. I had gloves on, but I was digging my hands in to get some of the soil out, and that thing moved, and I almost died.
I would love to have seen that.
I would love to have seen that. Died. I was like, Jace, come here, get that, and he picked it up with his hands. He's like, this? I'm like, oh my God, get it out of here, take it away. Yeah, it was. I was
snake?
dying. It was a snake.
And you let Chase go in and grab it with his bare hands?
He was fine. Okay. He was like, I'll get it.
All right.
Kids are good with the venom, Preston.
Yeah. But anyway, then it went to spider. We both agreed. We were like, well, at least it's not a spider. And so if it had these colors, it's just to me that looks deadly.
Yeah. I don't know. I listen. I think it is a good-looking bug.
Okay. Question with that: are you the type that would allow a spider to crawl on you and have no problem with that?
No.
Okay. All right.
Not that good-looking.
No way.
But I'm not bugged out by them. A lot of times I'll let spiders go in my house because they take care of the other bugs.
No, I will as well, depending on because they will take care of the others, and that's fine. Like in the basement or something like that. But I see this thing crawling around. I'm moving.
Still in my house.
We used to have, when I lived in the South, there were these big yellowish spiders, and I forgot what they were called. And they would get huge, man.
Look at the story. Yes, I know. And
it had yellow markings on it, but I don't remember what it was.
Are those out west as well? Because I remember.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I don't know what breed. But we were talking like this. Like a recluse is pretty big as well, right?
It's not that big.
Not as big as this mother effer.
But I mean, maybe bigger than like a $50 or something like that. Maybe that size.
And we had the story last week about the guy actually started to have, he had flesh-eating disease because of it.
Yeah, it'll necrotize. It'll actually kill the parts of your flesh, and it can be messed up. Hang on, Tom's got a spider story. Hey, Tom, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Hey, good morning, buddy. What's up?
Hey, so I work in New Jersey. I'm a meter reader for a utility company. I'm actually doing the route today, but I have to go into utility rooms to read a meter, and we leave messages for each other on our little processors. They give us heads up about stuff.
Okay.
And I come up to this route, and the message says Spider Cave. And I am just like,
oh, no.
I'm just,
Spider Cave.
What am I getting into? So I find the utility room. I open the door. There is a ton of cobwebs and spider webs everywhere, which I'm used to. I start kind of cleaning up the webs to make my way to the meter, and no joke, about 5 or 6 spiders drop from the ceiling.
Oh.
And I was just like, nope. I got out of there, and the rest of the day, I was like stripping my sweatshirt off, like just panicking that something's crawling on me.
Dude, yes. No, so any idea, did you even have enough time to identify what type of spiders they might have been?
It was so dark in there, I couldn't even see it.
Yeah.
And like, you know how they show those videos of people outside in the dark, you see all those glowing little things in the grass, and it turns out they're spiders.
Right.
After they all fell, I shined it up into the ceiling, and I could see like little specks. I'm like, yeah, I'm never going in there again.
Go in with a flamethrower, man. That's.
Oh, I wish. I wanted to go like Alien Ripley.
Right.
Wow.
Oh, no,
That's terrible,
can't-
Tom.
yeah.
All right, thanks, man.
I can't
no
take
problem.
that.
Nick pulled up a chart of spiders in the United States and their level of dangerousness,
Right.
or danger, however you want to put it. So, the brown there are 3 that are ranked as deadly and dangerous.
Okay.
This is the Black Widow is another. I remember seeing those when I was a kid.
Wait, so
they're
we
easy to spot.
We have all of these here?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like in
Black
our house?
widows
Like they'll
and
come in
red-
our house?
Yeah,
Yes,
they're in
you
your
can
home
have
right
it,
It's
now.
like 6 underneath your chair right now.
I put some in your coffee.
And Steve, one I've never heard of called the hobo spider.
Yeah, they ride trains and eat stew.
So here's a spider bite first aid for those: are keep the patient calm, apply ice to decrease the pain and swelling, and use anti-inflammatories for pain relief, and contact your doctor.
If you're working around,
take some Advil and you'll be okay.
Exactly. If you're working around in your garage or in your basement, and you need to wear gloves if you're moving stuff around. I always do.
Yeah. All right, here are the and then the other levels. So those are the deadly and dangerous.
Right.
Then you have toxic, which is poisonous, painful bite. So maybe like a bee sting, or something like that. So you have the female mouse spider, which appears to be the biggest of all of these.
How big?
The largest body. I don't know. I'm just looking at,
Like
at
that-
pictures of them.
That thick black spider?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's got
wait.
large pinchers and a big butt on it. So
I like big butts. I can't deny.
you can't deny that. Point to the mouse spider for him,
one
Nick.
here.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, all right.
Then you have the male mouse spider, which is smaller than that. The black house spider and the wolf spider. So these they can sting you essentially with their bite. They've got a venom. It's not going to kill you. Probably won't make you sick, but it'll hurt you. And then you have the low risk spiders are the female trapdoor, the male trapdoor, the garden orb weaving, the St. Andrew's cross, and the huntsman spider.
Huntsmans
We
are
talked
big.
about that, yeah. And
We don't have those here, do we?
It says USA spider chart.
Are you
So
kidding me?
Maybe they're around somewhere. And by the way, the one I was talking about, and we had a picture of it here a second ago that I used to see when I was a kid, was the yellow garden spider. Okay. Those things got huge. And this is terrible. I used to grab like crickets or grasshoppers and throw them in their web, and it would just like fly right over and just wrap them up really fast.
It's like that, exactly. That's an actual audio of a spider. It's like that scene in Lord of the Rings when
Dude, giant spiders scare the hell out of me.
Well, and we've talked about
I
them.
hate that.
There's no, hey, the line, hey, spider, are you feeling okay today? There's no feeling. There's no nothing.
Yeah. So you take like a lion or something like that. Okay. There's eyes. There's some type of.
There's a soul, maybe.
There's something in there.
You can pet it.
Something. But a spider.
It's a machine.
Yes. Something like that.
It won't stop.
Ever.
Until you're dead.
Which call you want me to go to your case?
Line 1.
All right. Let me go to Paul. Hey, Paul. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What's up, Paul?
I was bitten by a brown recluse before, and as I was telling her that I've had back surgery, I've had neck surgery, I've had 2 knee replacements. That spider bite was some of the worst pain I've ever felt in my life.
All right. So, Paul, the initial bite or the pain that you experienced afterwards?
I had an open wound for 3 months.
An open wound for 3 months. That's actually common.
The reason I ask you that much, Marissa, personal correction I need to make. Earlier I was telling a story about a family friend of mine, Emily Chapman.
Yes.
Who is in Glacier.
Right.
Touring that area. I said with her fiance, they're not engaged.
Oh, all right.
So,
okay. Yeah. And did you get a call or a text?
I got a text from her dad, Will, and he's like, dude, everybody's calling me. They're not engaged.
She's pregnant.
Kian.
Dude, what if he pops a question at Glacier National Park this week, right?
Yeah.
I'm saying.
There you go.
You never know.
Listen, if you're going to pick a spot under the majesty of a glacier.
Yeah, that's the spot to do it, right?
Absolutely.
So, well, anyway.
What if he told you that he was going to propose to Emily this week?
And I break the news. Unbeknownst to the entire family.
I have to propose. She's pregnant.
Watch her come back knocked up.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, anyway.
Congratulations to those two.
Yeah. That's huge. All right. Let's do the Bizzare file. Here we go.
WMMR presents Preston and Steve's Bizzare File.
Brought to you by Worldwide Stereo. Luxury meets innovation. At Worldwide Stereo's all-new Experience Center in Wayne, explore statement audio, framed art TVs, and cinematic tech in a stunning space. WorldwideStereo.com/Wayne. A retired Huntsville, Alabama police officer and former head of the Huntsville Area Crime Stoppers has been indicted and arrested following an investigation by the Alabama Attorney General's office. After Nathan Nicholson's retirement in August of 2024, discrepancies were discovered in the accounting of the Crime Stoppers account.
Oh, boy. When you're stealing from the Crime Stoppers?
Dude, yes. The account is managed by the nonprofit organization. According to court documents, Nicholson took all or a portion of $25,520 meant to pay credible tipsters.
I mean, in Bad Monkey, it was sort of the plot point. The guy wasn't necessarily stealing, but he was, if you remember, that the bad cop was tipping people off to get...
Yeah. No, this guy was just taking it. Nicholson was booked into jail Thursday, released 28 minutes later. Police said the investigation remains active and shared no further details. Crime Stopper said at this... as this is an active investigation, no further details can be provided at this time. We'll continue to support the Attorney General's office as needed and will provide updates when appropriate. Whoopsie. Gloucester Township Police are trying to determine who is passing fake movie money as legitimate currency at local businesses. The fake money, which is used on movie sets and can be bought online, is the same size, has the same texture as real money, police said. There are some obvious differences, though. The prop money has the words "for motion picture use" written across the top instead of Federal Reserve note.
You can get those, and they sell them packets of them on Amazon.
Yeah. The movie money will also not pass other security measures such as counterfeit pens, counterfeit detector lights, and it does not contain the appropriate watermarks and holograms. Police implored businesses to instruct cashiers to check the wording and check for security features like the watermarks and security threads that are printed and embedded into the paper. Attempts to use fake money to make purchases has gone on for years. In fact, in January last year, police in South Brunswick announced that a man had been arrested for using fake money, movie money at Wawa in town several times. Police said the man went into the Wawa at busy times, so cashiers didn't have time to scrutinize the bills. And about 4 years earlier, police in South Brunswick said a man paid for gas with fake $100 bills marked for motion picture use only.
It's not screamingly obvious, but it's obvious enough, especially if you're a cashier who's supposed to review this.
You can probably get away with smaller bill denominations, but the $100 you ought to catch. All right, our guest is standing by, so I'm going to do one more story and then we'll wrap up. A Delta Airlines plane aborted its takeoff this past Wednesday after a window came open in the cockpit.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
Delta Flight 2261, a Boeing 737 scheduled to fly.
It's a little stuffy in here.
From Minneapolis.
It's a little stuffy. I'm going to open up a cockpit window.
To Vegas, was rolling down the runway at low speed with 155 people on board when the pilot stopped the takeoff. The pilot told the air traffic controller, "No need for crash fire rescue. We just need to run a checklist." Cockpit windows on a Boeing 737 can be open on the ground in case of emergencies or to allow fresh air. Air pressure in the plane keeps them closed when the plane is cruising. The flight crew followed training to safely suspend takeoff following a mechanical issue of the flight deck, according to the airline statement. They said, we apologize for the delay in travel plans.
Jesus.
The plane returned to the gate. Passengers boarded a different plane and left for Vegas about 2 hours behind schedule.
I'm sure,
but,
very, very confident.
But they got it done. All right, and there you go. We'll wrap it up. That is it in the Bizzare file for you this morning. Our next guest has just a gazillion things going on, as he always does.
This past couple of years have been could be a career high for him.
Yeah, we've had the opportunity to speak to him many times over the years. He's a great guy, and we appreciate him coming on this morning because, like I said, he's just busy as hell. But you can catch him in Peacemaker Season 2. New episodes you find Thursdays on HBO. Please welcome the one and only Frank Grillo.
What's up, fellas?
How you doing, man? It is good to see you.
I'm good. It's good to see you, too. I'm in my robe. I don't know if you could see that.
No. We heard the story when the original request came in. You, and I think rightfully so, said, I don't do anything before 7. So
No. I'm not at my age, man.
That part of your life is over.
Don't give me that your age stuff. Well, you just turned 60 recently?
Yeah, man. And, it takes me about 45 minutes to get out of bed.
Well, first off, you're 60 with what, 5% body fat?
6.
Wow.
You bastard. And also, it's not. I don't think it's ridiculous or hyperbole, Frank, to say it's a career high. I mean, you've always been working, but the stuff that you're involved with James Gunn, I mean, you're MCU and DC now in the strongest way possible with the Superman movie, Peacemaker, Creature Commandos. I mean, that's pretty freaking awesome.
You can't leave out my guy
Tulsa
Stallone,
King,
man.
yeah.
Tulsa King, yeah. I mean, it's and we're going back to start season 4 in end of October. So yeah, I'm excited. Oh yeah, you know what? I'm surrounded by really, really great, not just human beings, but great talent. And I feel at this point it's kind of like a renaissance, a TV renaissance, and it's been extraordinary. So I feel blessed. Yeah.
Hey, Frank, you know what? I speaking of those 3 projects in particular, Peacemaker, Superman, and Creature Commandos, I had a listener text in earlier this morning. You're playing Rick Flag in all 3 of those. Are you doing the exact same approach to the character in all 3, or do you take a little bit of a different one with each different project? How do you work that out?
Well, that's a great question. It's funny because in each one of those things, Rick Flag's job title changes. Mm-hmm. So as you guys know, along with, rising up the ladder, the corporate or military ladder, with that change comes change in behavior. You become the boss, and all of a sudden you become a little bit more of an a-hole. So that's what
it always stands to reason. But I notice subtle differences, and obviously you're saying the context will determine the performance. But right. the way you're executing it. Now, Peacemaker, we certainly, listen, at its core, we understand, the guy killed your son.
Yeah, I got to tell you, and people go, "Oh, you're the bad guy." I'm like, "No, he killed my son.
Brutally,
there's no bad guy."
Yeah. And I have to ask this: you have John Cena, one of the nicest guys,
yes, man.
Athlete, wrestler. You are a top level fighter, but yet when you're shooting a fight scene, to have someone who's spent a career reacting to fights and being very theatrical about it, it had to be a blast because there's a whoop-ass scene that takes place. You just kick his ass. That had to be pretty cool, right?
Oh man, Cena is an exemplary human being. He really is. Yeah. I mean, I'm in awe of what the guy is capable of. But it's always fun whether it's with Cena, or Sly or anybody. Whenever you're sparring, either intellectually or physically, to me it's a hoot. And to get in there with Cena, who knows how to throw his big, gigantic body around.
Yeah.
And he's known for that. he's the biggest wrestler on the planet.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so I get to abuse him physically. And there's one kick that I give him in episode 5. I kick him to the head.
Yeah.
And I just did a Comic-Con, and people actually came up to me and said, "Did you really kick John Cena in the face?" And I'm like,
I know
"No."
exactly what you're talking about, because I could tell that was some sort of martial arts something. Because it looked so good. I mean, and
it's a
came down-
great kick. It's a great knee. It's a knee that I learned many years ago. And if you're ever fighting somebody and you want to get that last lick in, and the guy's on the ground, a knee to the neck or face really does the job.
Are you choreographing at all? Are they asking for your input?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, because I have a specific. I mean, every movie I've ever done. I have a specific knowledge of fight choreography, and it'd be stupid not to ask me questions.
Yeah.
So that knee to the neck was my idea. I said, we're going to put a cherry on this.
Yeah.
And he's got a full dummy. I said, put the dummy down and shoot this from here. I'm gonna kick him in the face. Oh, wow. It's got to be so brutal that this guy killed my son. That it's got to be so unapologetically brutal. And the great thing about James Gunn is, if you watch the show, whether it's nudity or sex or violence, he's unapologetic.
Oh yeah,
so
there's a full blown orgy in the right.
That was the first episode I saw, and I took my son up to their offices at Warner Brothers, and I said, "This is going to be great," and I forgot about the orgy scene. And I mean, it was. I mean, I've seen some dirty stuff, but it was filthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Frank is adept in you and John are physically doing what you do. Obviously, the studios will only let you do so much. There are stunts that you're not allowed to do because you're the face, you're the actor. You can't get hurt. But throughout your career, are there moments where you're like, man, I'd like to take a crack at that one, meaning a stunt in particular?
As far as the fighting and stuff goes, there's never been a time where they say, tone it down or you can't do this. If it's a fall, or sometimes I love driving. I still ride with my kids. I still ride my dirt bikes every weekend and stuff. Sometimes they'll pull it back and they say, you can't get on the bike. And, but as far as the fighting, I have free reign.
Okay.
I mean, that's great. It's cool. And you're obviously, you have a resume that says this guy can do this.
Yeah.
So on Tulsa King, Stallone, you've always been very upfront about your admiration for Sylvester Stallone. We adore him, obviously, here in Philadelphia.
Of course, man.
Yeah. And it was he himself. Did he reach out and say he wanted you as part of the show?
Oh, yeah. A couple of years back now. Wow, it's so crazy how time flies. Yeah, I was laying in bed I told the story. I was laying in bed on a Sunday morning with my girlfriend, and the phone rang and said Rocky. and I'm like, this is weird. Rocky. And he called and he pitched me the idea. And I said, Sly, I said, I've been waiting for this call since I'm 8 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
And he's now become a buddy and a peer. And, we do a lot of FaceTime calls and stuff. And it's never lost on me that I'm friends with the guy who was at one point in my life and still is in many ways a hero of mine.
It's great.
Yeah, it is. It really is a pinch me kind of thing. And my only regret is that my two parents didn't live long enough to see my relationship with Stallone, because my father, Stallone could do no wrong by my father.
That's pretty true.
By the way, we're doing this interview via Zoom, and number one, you're sideways. I don't know if you can turn your phone or not. Okay, there we go.
Your girl told me to put it that way.
All right, and then the other thing,
you should fire her, guys.
Done and done.
She's awesome.
Sometimes when we do these Zoom interviews, we have a guest star for a moment, and somebody came behind you and grabbed a laptop computer behind you. Is that your son?
Oh, that was my son.
How old is he?
My son is 28. Wait, did I lose you guys?
No, good.
So my son Remy, he lives with me. He's 28, but I want him to. It's not that I can't get rid of him. And he works for and with one of my dear friends, Gavin O'Connor, who's about to shoot a TV show for Paramount, and he works with Gavin. He's about to go to work. God bless him. You're a good boy, son. And so he's great. He's on the Paramount lot every day, and he's in the business too, and he's doing a bang up job. And I've told him I want him to live in my house with me until he feels time to go out.
I love it.
And not waste money.
Yeah, we're doing the same thing with my oldest. Yeah, and he's 25. Yep.
We've had Gavin O'Connor in studio a couple of times, Frank. I think once to promote maybe The Accountant. He's worked with our buddy Brad Inglesby, who's a terrific writer from our area.
Brad Inglesby's a stud.
He is total stud. Yeah, and I don't know if you've had a chance to catch Task, but Brad's behind that, and it's so awesome. What's your son doing with Gavin O'Connor?
Gavin O'Connor's doing a show for who's it for, Hulu? I'm not supposed to say much. Okay. He's doing a show. Chris Maloney has to do with football.
Oh, cool.
Really serious, like even more so than Friday Night Lights. And Gavin's the guy to do it because, as you know, he directed Miracle and Warrior, and was a badass football player at Penn himself. So it's gonna be great. Watch this. My 28-year-old son. Go ahead, give me a kiss, bud. He was gonna kiss me goodbye.
He can do it. Do it.
We're Italian.
You're Italian.
You know what?
Yeah.
Okay, pal.
You know, I was watching a video of you talking about your sons, and obviously they train, but you say it's a goal of yours with all the stuff you're doing to make sure that until you're being put into a box, you can still beat their asses.
Yeah, man. I could be. He's going to the gym right now before he goes to work. I used to do this too with Warrior, with Kingdom.
Yeah.
He'll go to the gym as early as he needs to before work, and then go to the Paramount lot and go to work. He's going to box right now, but I can whip his ass.
Do you know what I think is great too, Frank? You and this is something that we talked about for years, and you've been, and I obviously I follow you on all these things, and you'll pop up on YouTube feeds, and there's a couple of guys I follow who are, whether they be bodybuilders or MMA or whatever, and you're talking about your regimen and testosterone and all the stuff that you do. And for so long, there was this sort of bizarre, hey, how did that guy pack on 50 pounds of muscle?
So stupid.
And just recently we saw Dwayne Johnson, for whatever reason, maybe it's health or heart or whatever, he's not on the same regimen. You see him in a more normal frame. And it was, I think, in a way, and I think you were sort of saying this, it set unrealistic goals for guys who could be killing themselves.
Oh, and they are, man.
And they
People,
are.
Listen, I train at Gold's Gym sometimes in Venice, and every once in a while, it's like, Joe Schmo's missing. What happened? Oh, his heart exploded. Oh, why? Well, because he takes more steroids than a cow. So, it's also, I want my kids to know also that I tell them everything I do, you know what I mean? And I'm like, it's not for you. It's not for you right now. It might be at some point, but, at my age, testosterone is a replacement, therapy for me that really works. But I let them know, I educate them what it is that I'm doing. And I just don't get and I have respect for everyone except for people who lie about shit that they do, man. I'm like, the people who are judicious about this, I can see what you're doing. It's like you're not eating chicken and broccoli 6 times a day and putting on 60 pounds of pure, lean muscle. That does not happen to the human body.
And you're right, because your efforts, and people like you, people become more aware, and they realize that's science fiction. And you're under medical supervision. And you also, by the way, something you put in the work all the time.
All the time, man. You don't just take a pill or take a shot and your body looks. It's not like face fillers where women stick shit in their face and they don't have lines in their faces. Which, by the way, don't do that either.
By the way, don't say the S word. We're on terrestrial radio.
Okay.
I took care of it, but it's all good.
But I'm like, listen, if I'm doing it, I'm going to tell you I'm doing it. I'm not afraid to tell you I'm doing it. And then they go, you're on other stuff and you're taking HGH. Okay, hold on. I'm 163 pounds. I'm on no other stuff. I've never taken HGH. This is what I do. I do testosterone once a week, and not all the time. Sometimes I come off it. Sometimes I'm away in Europe and I don't have it, and I don't travel with needles. So
that's a good advice.
But it is funny that there's such this taboo about being. It's like it's not 1974 where people bringing in steroids from Tijuana.
Right. Well, Schwarzenegger used to. There was a thing. The old adage used to be, and I know you do weightlifting as well, and a whole bunch of stuff. But the old adage used to be Schwarzenegger won his competitions because he had better doctors, but he also had the physical frame. He put in the work.
Exactly.
But I mean, you have to be smart about it all. Is basically what you're putting out there.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a whole thing. Listen, I box in the morning. And I do strength and conditioning at night. I train all the time, probably too much. I mean, I'm always training. And so, I tell people that there's no magic pill. I don't care what testosterone, what drug you take. If you don't train, if you don't do the work, like anything, the effects will probably not be as great as they could be.
Right.
So, and people don't, you know what? Human beings are lazy.
Yes, I am.
In your industry, though, and it's something that this is a business practice for you as well. I mean, at 60, to be in the shape that you're in, with the career going as well as it is, and it's not just simply because of the physicality. You're a damn good actor as well. But I mean, this is an investment. In the same way, for years, people would balk at the salaries that athletes make, not realizing they're ripping their bodies apart in a concise period of time, and they've got to take the long game in mind, which is what happens when they can no longer perform. And so, I mean, you have to look at the future in your career, and are things clear now as far as longevity, or how are you playing it?
As far as my health or my career?
Both.
As far as my health, like everything I do for me. I don't really think about my career. I mean, I do less and less physical stuff. I turn down. I don't do these kind of little movies anymore where I've lost the desire and the romance to do that. Like I want to move on and try to do other stuff. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want it to overshadow really what I do. I'm a great actor, and so no, I do want Not unlike Dwayne Johnson, I know why he's losing all that weight. He's losing all that weight because he wants to kind of break that shell, which is really about the most difficult thing to do in Hollywood. Jim Carrey wanted to not be a comedic actor at some point. He wanted to be taken, quote unquote, seriously. And then you didn't see Jim Carrey anymore. Like people did. It really is hard. I just was with Dwayne. I went to a screening he had for his film coming up, The Smashing Machine. And he is really a lot leaner than he's ever been. And, it's because he wants, A, it's better for him health-wise. And that's A. A far down B is he needs to look a different way if he wants to play different roles. And so, good for you, Dwayne. Like, live long. Don't be one of those gigantic big guys who you can't put in a coffin at 50.
Yeah, well,
you know what I mean?
Exactly, because it is taxing on your body. You've diversified in your roles with Ferrari and taking things out for a spin. You seem to be in a sweet spot now, even with Rick Flag and the encounters in Peacemaker. There are moments of a quiet interaction, and it's not all beating the piss out of Cena. And the character is, I think, one of my favorite kinds of characters, because if he's a villain in any manner, you can understand where he's coming from, and you can see. I mean, the lead character, Peacemaker, murdered your son. And
other people.
And other people.
Yeah, and other people.
Yeah.
So how do we kind of, just because he's an aw shucks kind of guy, do we forgive all the things?
Right. And I love that.
And that's what this is what Gunn is great at. He's like, nobody's all good, nobody's all bad. And that's people.
Yeah, and that's good writing. So you worked with David Cornsweet in Superman. He's a local guy. And I think you described him when you first met him as, you said, that guy's Superman. How was
he's everything I'm not. Like he's, like when I started acting, I was on a soap opera. I kind of came through the back door. I didn't have formal training, blah, 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 blah. I'm not 6'3", blah, blah, blah. The guy is stunningly beautiful. He's 6 foot, however the hell tall. I can't even count that high. And he was a Juilliard trained actor.
Yeah.
And so this guy's destiny is being fulfilled. Do you know what I mean? And Superman will be a role that he has played. And I think he's going to go on to do many, many fantastic, wonderful things. He has a real firm grasp on who he is and what he's capable of. I mean, he didn't just show up on the set of Superman and say, okay, I'll do this. He had an opinion, a very strong opinion. And I've seen David in other things, and he is a phenomenal actor.
He's terrific. Didn't you study under the same acting coach with the
Me, I studied under Leota. Leota and I had the same coach. Jim Gandolfini and I had the same.
Gandolfini, yeah.
Yeah, for a very long time. Harold Guskin, the beautiful Harold Guskin, who's since passed. In the West Village in New York for years and years and years. And he was he was like our guru. Kevin Kline, Glenn Close, a couple of good names.
Yeah, just a couple.
And so, my training was like, it's just like boxing. It's like I just went and found the best available coaches to me. And I paid the money to go learn the way I wanted to learn.
Yeah,
and that's what I did
smart.
with that. And you know what? My 8-year-old son was in a movie with me called Boss Level with Mel Gibson and Naomi Watts. And my 8-year-old son did a bang-up job because the director, Joe Carnahan, said, imagine this. And so my son did. He imagined that. And that's kind of what acting is.
Yeah. Have you always been this determined?
Yeah, I always have been. And everything I do, it's like, I don't care whether it's learning how to fix a stove. I am going to learn I'm going to learn every part of the stove, how it works, why it works, how long it should work.
Yeah.
And so I'm probably a little bit on the spectrum.
Yeah.
One of my kids is a bit on the spectrum, I probably handed that down to him. Sorry, Liam. But yeah, I try to implement that kind of grit. That's what it is. I'm not super talented and I'm not super like physically endowed, but it's the grit. I think people who have grit, tend to get what they set out to do.
You mentioned Joe Carnahan, and one of my all-time favorite movies is The Gray. Is so damn good. There are times I'll just put on some of the dialogue scenes from that closing speech that Liam Neeson gives, and it's beautiful stuff. So you in a way with James Gunn and Carnahan, you've developed these relationships with these directors and writers who. It's on a level like a DiCaprio, Scorsese, and that's the same sort of realm. There has to be a comfortability with working with a director that gets you, and gets what you can bring.
Yeah, and then, look, Joe had then become my partner. We've made 7 or 8 things together, including a docuseries, and Joe and I are incredibly close, and for my money, he's one of the best guys in the business. He really is, and his best movie is in front of him.
Yeah.
In fact, he's got a movie called The Rip coming out with Ben Affleck and Matt Damon that's going to knock people's socks off it on Netflix. And guys like Gavin O'Connor who recognized something. At 38 years old, he put me in Pride and Glory, and then Warrior, and that kind of changed my movie career. And then Joe put me in The Gray, and these guys have become lifelong friends. And all of us guys, we are very similar men, very similar the way we're very stoic guys, and we kind of raise our children the same way, and we see the world the same way, and don't get caught up in a lot of the Hollywood stuff, and so we marched to the beat of that drum, and we've stayed. Those are my brothers.
Yeah,
and
you can tell
with my son Remy when he directed a film, but he wasn't ready to direct another film, and Gavin was directing this, and I said, call Gavin, see if you could shadow him. And Gavin said, no, you come work for me. Come be my guy, my right hand, and I will show you. I'll give you a PhD in preparation, shooting, and post.
Wow.
And so that's priceless.
Yeah. So you're headed to Ireland soon to film
tomorrow.
Something. Yeah. Are you working with any of those guys?
No. I'm going to work with a young guy named Jordan Downey who wrote and directed this amazing, beautiful little script. It's a 2-hander, and I hand chose Maria Bakalova, who's in Creature Commandos with me. She was nominated for an Oscar for the Borat movie, and we're going to go sit in a quarry in Belfast for 4 weeks. And it's basically just a 2-hander, and it's really, really cool. I don't say much about it, but I'm so excited.
What's a 2-hander? I don't know what that means.
It's just 2 people really in the movie.
Oh, okay.
But it's dynamite, and I think it's gonna. I think for what it is, and for the timing of what's going on in the world, it'll be really interesting to see how it's received.
Okay. I got to tell you something. Like the first time you came into the studio a number of years ago, one of our absolute favorite guests have always been. So it's been sort of a thrill, and you were super kind on the set of Civil War to give us a call from your trailer when they put you in your car. So that we would have liked more of that. But I mean, I think you're in the sweet spot now with James Gunn in the DC universe. And dude, it couldn't happen to a nicer guy. It's so cool to
thanks,
see.
brother.
Yeah.
I'm excited. It's going to continue. The Rick Flag is going to be around for a minute, and we've got something really cool that they just told me about that's going to be happening after Tulsa King. And so, fingers crossed it just continues, and I can continue to pay for my children.
And I want to point out to our audience that Casey reached out to Frank last week and got back immediately and was like, "Yeah, I'd love to come on."
Yeah,
with you guys.
thank you.
I love you
really
guys,
cool.
man.
Thank you.
We've had a long running relationship.
Yeah.
We have, Some of a lot of fun. You're the best, Frank.
All right, Peacemaker Season 2 available now. Tulsa King Season 3 available now as well. And when you got other stuff coming up, we want to hear about it for sure. All
Always,
right, Frank?
man. I love you guys.
Love you, buddy. All right, Frank Grillo, guys. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. I love his son walking by. That's great.
Yeah, that's smart, though.
Great if you give him a kiss. And
Trust your family, right?
I love it, man.
Preston wanted me to ask him to take his robe off.
Oh, dude is cut up.
You can't believe it.
And like you said, just lean and cut.
And by the way,
and flexible. He's just a badass.
An ungodly amount of friggin' hair.
Yeah. He's got a coif on him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's amazing that we know that,
The problem
too.
with that is it requires work.
It
and
does.
That's work is difficult.
I know. If only there wasn't work, I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, we got to take a break. We'll come back in a second, and we'll get your lesson question, trash, and music news, so stay there. Paul's, because I had a friend who had a similar thing. He was bitten on the leg, and he eventually went to the hospital, and sure enough, a hole started forming in his leg. And so, but he didn't remember, being bitten at the time. Did you?
No, I did not.
Okay. All right. So it was just,
It's
it was
the
after it got
aftermath.
in there
That
and the
seems to be-
venom did its work, right?
Common doesn't because people that I know who've been bitten will notice a circle. I guess it is. Is that the
It's like a target.
right?
A blood blister had formed. I went to the ER. They lanced it, and then they said when I went back, the skin was still hanging off, and they said if it doesn't come off, you have to take it off surgically. So I went home and took it off myself with a razor blade. I didn't know that.
Sounds like you went to the same medical school your dad went to.
Yep.
Brett.
My dad must know you. Yep.
It took about 3 months to heal, and the wound was the size of about a quarter. They gave me cream that they give to burn victims.
Did they give you antibiotics, Paul?
Yeah, they gave me antibiotics.
Yeah.
They gave me pain medicine. And they said if it didn't heal by itself, they were going to have to close it surgically. But thank God it healed.
Wow.
All from a little
awful.
rat prick spider.
And very painful. Just sore to the touch all around that area, I would assume.
Extremely. It was on the top of my foot. I had a really hard time walking.
All right. Well, glad you got through that. Thank you, Paul.
That's the reason why I am not going to stand there and look at it and decide whether or not it's that or something else. Sorry, you're in my house, you're getting smushed.
By the
what you
way,
mean.
there's a certain similarity to the way a lot of them look, and I don't know if I want to.
No, I don't want to.
I don't want to interview them.
No.
We're looking at a picture. It says, how to identify a brown recluse spider. And this guy's got it sitting on the palm of his hand.
If it bites you and it hurts, it's a brown recluse spider. Yeah.
There you go. That's how you identify
Good
it.
luck
Ow.
with the hole in your flesh.
Let's go to Tom here. Tom, good morning.
Hey, good morning. How are y'all this morning?
Great. Tom, what's up, buddy?
Oh, we got a crazy story here,
All right.
and I think that Kathy's going to love this one. So,
Great.
so my son loves to collect bugs and all kinds of stuff, like cockroaches, those little like roly-poly bugs and so forth. My wife was sort of okay with that. She's like, yeah, that's good, and he holds them in these bins. So he came home one day. Now my son's 15. He came home one day, no lie, he ordered 2 scorpions.
What?
Online. Black scorpions. My wife was, she went out for the day. She went shopping. I'm not coming back. She came back. My son said, okay, they're in bins. They won't get out. What do you think happened that day?
Oh, are you kidding?
Yep.
One scorpion got out. And so they hide during the day. So you can't find them during the day. They'll tuck anywhere, under pillows, under beds, wherever. The only way to really find them is at night. And the only way to find them is if you have an infrared, sort of like a black light, sort of like a light that you could like point and shine.
Yeah.
So my wife went next door. She spent the night somewhere else. So Frank and I,
Yeah, damn right.
we are hunting for these scorpions, and lo and behold, when you hit them at night, they will shine like a bluish, like a green, almost like neon. So my wife was about ready. We found it, we put it back in the bin, and my wife was about ready to put the house up for sale.
So let me ask you: a black scorpion. What are the what's the data on these? Are they venomous or what's the story?
They are, but they won't kill a human.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure because
your wife didn't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
I don't care.
wouldn't care either.
I think they, I think they kill like rabbits and mice and stuff like that. So we still have one. One of them died, so that's good. But just a side story on this, then I'll let you guys get back to your job here. But the one had babies.
Oh my God.
Oh really?
And when they have babies, these things are like translucent white, and there was about 75 of them, and they stay on top of the, and they stay on top of the mother. But you got to separate them out. If you don't separate them out quick enough, the mother will start eating her own.
And that's the species we're talking about here, folks.
So you wonder why? Right. When was the last time you went to a human maternity ward and saw mom chowing down on her kid?
All right, thanks, Tom.
Talk about horror stories. This is what nightmares are made of.
That's great. Thanks, man.
Nick, if you want, I'll send over some photos of the babies.
Yes, please.
And it's neon, and you guys can post it. It is, dude, you won't sleep for days.
All right, I want to see it.
I'll be sure to show it to Kathy, too.
By the way, for just a moment while we were talking to Tom, I felt like a little tingle on my leg. I had to reach down. Make sure something wasn't
A lot of people don't know that we keep a studio tarantula.
Oh my God, tarantulas freak me out. They're too big.
Yeah,
they're too big.
I was ever since the Brady Bunch.
Yeah, in case I don't know what it is. It looks like fur. I mean, when you get up to the.
That's one of those things, Steve. I don't think I could ever do. I can hold a snake. I can hold a python and have you wrap it around my neck and stuff like that. But I don't think that I would allow a tarantula to crawl on me. And I know that it won't do anything to me. Lincoln Mill Haunted House in Manayunk, and it's open now through November 2nd. So the question I'm going to go with was not that long ago. How much you have to pay to have a mountain goat pee on you? 610-660-9333 is the number. Let's see if you were listening and you heard that. All right. How much do you have a mountain goat? How much you have to pay a mountain goat to have them pee on you? 610-660-9333 is the number, and we can just dive right into the trash while we're waiting for a call. Here we go.
The trash business is a gold mine. 93.3 WMMR with Preston and Steve's Hollywood Trash.
Brought to you this morning by Neumann University. Their fall open house coming up Saturday, October 18th. Meet world-class faculty, tour the campus, explore majors that match your passion, and talk one-on-one with financial aid about making it all possible. Register now at newman.edu/visit. What's going on this morning, Steve?
Well, Preston, Jennifer Lopez telling CBS that her divorce from Ben Affleck was a positive in her life. Lopez says it made her much more positive that she would never again marry Ben Affleck.
Oh, my God.
Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco officially getting married in Santa Barbara over the weekend. A slight mishap occurred, however, when Blanco was accidentally chased away by security, fearing he was a wild dog.
Ow.
And finally, millennial icon Hilary Duff posting some sexy bikini pictures on her 38th birthday over the weekend. With a nod to her earliest fans, Duff titled the pictures Jizzy McGuire.
All righty, let's see if somebody knows the answer to the question. How much you have to pay a mountain goat to pee on you? And we will go to Jimmy and see if we can get an answer to that question.
Jimmy,
good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
All right, how much you pay a mountain goat to get him to pee on you?
$50.
$50. Reasonable price. Hold on. Jimmy, we got you a VIP set up to the Lincoln Mill Haunted House in Manayunk. Open weekends through November 2nd. Venture into the hidden chambers and face evil mill owner Victor Kane and his tormented workers. Lincoln Mill will be... This is the HBO music, isn't it? And you'll be able to... Wait a minute, I lost my place. Be sure to offer you a thrill you've been craving this fall season. And tickets are on sale now at Lincoln Mill. Haunt.com. All right, music news here.
Now, Preston and Steve's Music News on 93.3 WMMR.
All right, I have a fair amount of stories from music news to pass along to you. We'll start with this one. Avenged Sevenfold had to postpone their fall Latin American tour because singer M. Shadows hurt his voice. The band was supposed to start the tour on Wednesday in Buenos Aires, Argentina, but M. Shadows was diagnosed with vocal fold hematoma.
What the hell?
Which is when a blood vessel in the vocal cord breaks and bleeds under the lining.
Oof.
M. Shadows said that he got sick after performing at the Louder Than Life Festival and thought his throat problems were from the illness. And when he got to Argentina, he didn't feel any better after resting. He saw a doctor who found the hematoma.
What do you do, like a tracheotomy?
I don't think he did a trach, no. He had the same injury in 2017 and kept singing, which led to surgery. Which, by the way, we just finished up The Pit.
Yeah.
So they do a thing called a crike.
I have not seen that episode.
They did it several times.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what that is, Steve, but it has to do with going in through the neck somehow or another.
I got to learn that one now.
But they did do a trach at one point, and I thought of you, of course.
Yeah, that's my thing.
That's your jam.
I'm a Mr. Trach.
Yeah, but I need to find out what a crike is.
Crikey!
Yeah.
It's an Australian tracheotomy?
Maybe that's what it is. I didn't even think of it. Yeah. So this time he decided to take a few weeks of voice rest and a couple months of rehab to avoid another surgery. The tour will be rescheduled for January.
Imagine if you're a singer on that level or any level. Yeah. Obviously, it's a more aggressive form of singing, and that's your moneymaker.
That's the moneymaker. That's it. Your career can end if something serious happens. All right, the band Ghost filmed their final two shows of the Skeletor in Mexico City for a future concert movie. The band's first Mexico City show on September 23rd was canceled because Tobias Forge had food poisoning. But the next two shows, September 24th and 25th, at the 20,000-seat Palacio de los Deportes, were filmed on 16mm film. And Ghost posted on social media that they shot everything for the rest of the world to see it at some point. The Skeletor was Ghost's most theatrical production yet, with a stage design that mixed Gothic church symbols and modern concrete architecture.
I just got it.
What?
Skeletor.
Skeletor. Yeah, exactly. Hey, man, I am missing
what? My
main story.
No, lock the doors. No one leave the room.
Yeah, right? Hang on. I want to see if I accidentally skipped over it and threw it away.
We're going to wand everyone.
Hang on a second. Yeah. All right, this was supposed to be second. It stuck to the M. Shadows story. Dolly Parton is postponing her upcoming Las Vegas concerts over recent health challenges, she announced on Sunday. In an Instagram post, the 79-year-old performer said her doctor told her that she must have a few procedures, but she didn't go into details. Parton, who experienced the loss of her husband of over 60 years in March, appeared in good spirits, joking that it must be time for my 100,000-mile checkup, although it's not the usual trip to see my plastic surgeon, she said. Due to her health problems, Parton said that she won't be able to rehearse for the Vegas show, but she will still be able to work on all her other projects from Nashville. She said, you pay good money to pay me to perform, and I want to be at my best for you.
That makes sense. And if she's saying something like that, you can be guaranteed that whatever's going on is for real.
Yeah.
And it's not anything else. I mean,
she's the show must go on type of person.
That's her, yeah.
The shows scheduled from December 4th through the 13th have been postponed until September 2026. One of her other projects, including a Broadway musical, is a Broadway musical based on her life story. Hello, I'm Dolly will be coming to Broadway next year with music and lyrics by her.
You were briefly possessed by Bill, you know.
Broadway musical? Casey, you look like you want to say something.
Yeah, well, so I don't like throwing curveballs at you at the last minute, but I reached out to Brent Porsche because he was on the red carpet last night or yesterday for this new Bruce Springsteen movie.
Right.
I just said, hey, man, how did it go? And he just goes, well, for starters. And he sent me this picture. I'm not going to say what it is. So I think he's going to zoom in at the end of this to just kind of give us a brief little description of what that was like and then perhaps maybe promote the playback that he'll do. I mean, he had a really that first picture. I'm like, come on, man, really?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I meant to get to this last week, and this one I left in my bin in the office, so it wasn't stuck to anything else. I just left it. But a new supergroup is formed. It's called Howl Owl Howl.
Howl Owl Owl?
Darius Rucker.
Okay.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yes.
And country star. Is joining Mike Mills of REM.
All right.
And Steve Gorman of the Black Crowes. And they banded together to form this group. And if you search for the band on Spotify, you won't find them as of yet. Their debut song, My Cologne, will be released around Halloween. And it won't be long after the release of that single that Howl Owl Howl will be heading out on tour. Their website says the tour kicks off in Indiana on November 3rd. And as it stands, it's only a short tour, just 9 shows. But you never know if it works out. They may continue on. And
they may be modifying that name. That's a tough one to say.
Howl, owl, owl.
Yeah.
Man, it's like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
All right. And then, I'll shorten this up and just do one more story since we're going to have Brent on. Paul McCartney surprised fans by performing the Beatles classic Help for the first time in 35 years during a warm-up show at the Santa Barbara Bowl on Friday. The concert came just before the launch of his North American Got Back tour in Palm Desert. He opened the set with a 1965 hit, which hadn't been on his playlist since 1990. Wow. Most of the remaining songs follow the format of his recent shows, though it's unclear if he'll add more surprises during the tour. Fan shot footage of Help from the soundtrack has surfaced alongside clips of the last time he performed it in Chicago of 1990, so people are loving it.
I think when you saw him, so he performed at the SNL 50th.
Yeah.
And his voice was pretty good.
Okay.
I think, though...
it's taken a little bit of... I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, when I saw him, it was in full force.
Yes, so I think you got in, not to say that it's not worth seeing him now,
Yeah.
but you might have gotten in under a wire of sorts.
It's not bad, but as people age, their voices do diminish a little bit.
Right.
But and he also, when I saw him, he opened with a John Lennon song as well. He sang 8 days a week, and this one he did Help, which is pretty awesome. I love that. All right, so yes, last night Brent Porsche was in New York City, right, Case?
Yes, sir.
And this is for the new Bruce Springsteen biopic, Jeremy Allen White.
Yes.
There was a red carpet event, and so Brent was there, and we've got him joining us via Zoom. Brent Porsche!
Hey, what's up, everybody? Good morning.
All right, so Casey interrupted what I was doing here, and he's like, we have to have Brent on. He sent me this picture. What's up? What's going on?
You know what I'm saying?
So last week, I found out from our boss, Chuck, that there was going to be this really cool event up in New York City at the Alice Tully Theater, which is right there in Broadway, right by Juilliard.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you might get to talk to Bruce. You might get to talk to Jeremy Allen White, all this cool stuff as they're walking the red carpet. And I've never done one of these before, so I had no idea what to expect. And as I'm standing there, little by little, these people just started walking by. And I mean, it started with Jay Weinberg, who's the drummer from, used to be with Slipknot, now he's with Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah.
Of course, supporting his dad, Max. So I got to talk to him for a few minutes. Everybody from Jeremiah Freites was there, who's the drummer and co-founder of the Lumineers. He actually is part of the composer of the music for the film. So I got to speak with him for a little bit. Of course, Lumineers were just in Philadelphia last week playing Citizens Bank Park. But man, everybody was there. I got to talk to Whoopi Goldberg. I got to talk to little Steven Van Zandt.
Wow.
Clive Davis was there.
Legendary Clive Davis.
To see him walking around, super cool.
Wow. So anyone, obviously, Springsteen, any FaceTime? Did he make the red carpet at all?
Yeah, we haven't seen the picture, so.
Yeah, I'm still going through the pictures and audio that I have here, but yes, Bruce was there. Bruce walked the carpet. He wasn't speaking to anybody. So I got to talk with Alicia Vittorelli from 6ABC. She was up there doing some interviews as well, and she didn't even get a chance to speak with Bruce. He kind of made his way through. But as we were speaking to Jeremy Allen White, that's when Bruce walked by, and next thing you know, they made eye contact with one another. John Landau was there. They all kind of embraced one another at the same time, and it was like right in front of us. So we got all sorts of video and audio and stuff. We captured that moment. It was really, really cool.
That's amazing. It can be a crapshoot where you're not going to get anybody, but it sounded like a conga line. You got to see the movie?
I actually did not. No, we were just there strictly for the quick interview with it was about an hour or so on the red carpet there. And like I said, this was my first time ever doing something like this, so I really had no idea what to expect. But there was one of the Kiska brothers was there from Greta Van Fleet. Jeremy Strong was there, who you know from so many different shows and movies.
Succession.
Just amazing. Really cool to be that close to everybody. And like I said, everybody from Whoopi Goldberg to little Steven Van Zandt and everybody else, man. So hopefully we'll have some cool content to send along to you guys.
Yeah. Awesome. What was the picture?
Ray Anastasio. That was the picture that I sent over to Casey Boy. As soon as I saw him walking the red carpet, I'm like, oh, Casey would be losing his mind right now, knowing that I was 10 feet from Trey yesterday.
Yeah. So how were you able to get his attention? Listen. He grew up in this area. He knows WMMR. Did he see the Mike flag, or did you notice him first? Like, how did that all shake out?
So we were towards the tail end of the Congo line, sort of down towards the tail end of the red carpet. So you were kind of seeing them as they were coming in, and you can't miss Trey's light gingerish, reddish, strawberry blonde hair. As soon as I saw him, I turned to my girlfriend. I'm like, "Oh, it's Trey!" And of course, I thought of you, Casey. And as soon as he came by, I was like, "Trey, WMMR." So of course, he mentioned WMMR, growing up and listening to the station, and I mentioned you, and you said hi and gave him a shout out. Yeah. Big smile on his face, and of course he said we need to raise the spectrum back up again. Yeah, just some Philly love, man.
That's
nice.
Cool.
That's great.
All right, so Brent, you have audio and stuff you're going to be playing later on.
Yep, I'm going to come in a little early today and start editing some of the stuff and see what we have, and we'll get it on there as soon as we can.
Excellent. Rock on. Excellent. Well, glad you had a good time, man. And,
thank you so much, guys. Really
we'll talk to you soon. All right, Brent Porsche and a surprise appearance on the Preston and Steve show this morning in Music News.
I'm glad that Whoopi was there because she was obviously Bruce's first wife. And,
yeah. So it ties right in with that whole thing. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back in a second. We have the triumphant return of Pierre Robert today. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Don't care.
Preston, good rule of thumb, any bug whose hair you can comb is too big.
This sounds weird. I'm going to go to Dave. Hey, Dave, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. What's up, Dave?
Hey, just real quickly. I had a friend who was moving, and he had a 6-foot Arizona cactus in a potted plant. And what happened was it started to sway left and right. My thumb got pricked from the cactus, and I ended up with 6 weeks with a paralyzed hand. And ended up, we had to take a sample of the cactus to the doctor's office, and he sent it out to a lab and found out that the base of the cactus had tarantula eggs, and the venom inside of the eggs and around the eggs went up through the roots of the cactus and in through the veins. So you get pricked by the...
Tarantula venom was coursing through the cactus. Once you pricked yourself on the cactus, that venom was discharged into you.
Yes.
Holy hell.
Oh, my God.
F cactus.
That's the most freak thing I've ever heard. And your hand was paralyzed for 2 months?
Yeah, almost 2 months. Yeah, and I had to go through rehab to get the fingers moving again.
Oh, my God, poor thing.
And then I found out when birds fly into these kinds of cactus out in Arizona and stuff, that it's not really the pricks that kill the bird. It's the venom inside of the pricks that,
It's always the venom inside the prick.
So these are tarantula cactus that we need to
do these things drive?
Oh my God! Wow, Dave, I've never heard of that before. That's bizarre. All right, thank you. I appreciate that.
Tarantula cactus.
Man, okay.
That's like flying tigers.
Yeah.
I don't quite buy that story. I've never heard of anything like that before.
I haven't either. That's okay. We'll have to check the validity of
What
that.
happened to him?
What's that?
Right? It wasn't a friend's story, right?
Yeah.
I believe his story. I've never heard of anything like that before. It just seems too bizarre to be true.
All right, let's go to somebody who's just terrified by spiders. I'm going to go to Andrea, or her ex-husband, and say, Andrea, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, what's up, Andrea?
Well, first of all, I'm really regretting tuning into this show because it's really creeping me out.
Yeah, that's all right.
I would have to rehome the child that ordered the scorpion.
Enough of that nonsense.
I had to go in because my ex-husband is absolutely terrified of spiders to the point where I don't even particularly care about spiders. I don't like them, but I had to pretty much get over it and just be able to crush a spider with my bare hand at all times because of his panic.
Right.
And he called me one day from work freaking out because he was just at work wearing a hoodie or whatever that he had there. And he happened to catch movement out of the corner of his eye, and he looked over. There's a hole in his hoodie sleeve, and just very slowly 2 black spiders were crawling out of that hole in his sleeve.
Oh, okay.
They were inside his sleeve with his bare arm, and he didn't know how long. There were just spiders in his sweater.
So
I'm
he
never
had
wearing clothes again.
He was just mortally terrified, full-blown arachnophobia.
Full panic attack, freaked out, took off his sweater, screaming. Coworkers know how bad it was. And like all these men who are always just terrible to each other, heartless men, just all working together. Everybody stopped to try and take care of him.
Yeah.
And he called me in a panic, begging me to find his Xanax and bring him his Xanax.
Oh. Wow. So Andrea,
I had to leave and drive to 20 minutes to his job right away and take him Xanax, and he was still shaking and couldn't breathe because two large black spiders crawled out of his sleeve like a horror movie.
So what would happen when an occasional spider would be found, say, in the bathroom or around the house?
He would call me if I wasn't home, be like, how long until you come home? There's a spider in the plant. Can you come get it? Yeah.
Wow.
Okay,
we
that's
pulled
fear.
into a Walmart one time, and I was driving. Thank God I was driving, because we parked the car, and he just screamed and jumped completely into my lap on the passenger side because a spider propelled down from the ceiling of the car.
Oh! It's got to be debilitating because you're going to encounter a spider.
Yes.
Just by living.
Yep. Wow.
No, it is debilitating. He's had to lock up his truck and jump out of his truck in the middle of the street because there was a spider in his truck and he was by himself and it was coming towards him.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's hilarious. All right, thank you, Andrea.
That's too much.
Appreciate it.
So
That's
apparently-
legit fear, man.
Yeah, there's a Twitter account called Recluse or Not, and people can send pictures to help identify whether or not the spider they're taking a picture of is
Instantaneously, they'll get back to you because sometimes you need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a follow-up on the tarantula cactus thing. Connor found this posting. It said the tarantula might lay eggs on the cactus, but not in it. Even if the spider would happen to crawl in a cactus and lay eggs, the plant wouldn't explode when they hatched. They do not nest in plants. Tarantulas normally live in burrows in the ground, and they hatch their eggs there. So this is, I guess, maybe an urban legend that a cactus can explode.
I don't think I was ready to. Yeah.
Tarantula babies.
Shower you in tarantula babies.
I mean, tarantulas aren't that venomous either, right? So it would be so diluted by the time that it got to the spine. I mean, that was an interesting story. There's something about it that didn't quite add up.
I don't know. I'm staying away from those tarantula cactuses.
So he said
Cacti.
the tarantula babies in cacti story is false, according to Snopes. So, all right. Well, anyhow, it sounded pretty interesting. We do need to take a break. I thank you for that. And watch out for the new Joro spider, fresh from Asia, taking over the southeastern United States, which means it'll head up to the south or northeastern states.
They're planning on it, yeah.
We'll see. All right. Well, listen, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back in a second. Ray is going to be performing at Punchline on Wednesday night, and we're going to talk to him when we return. Make sure you stay with us. Very much, Kathy. Coming up on the program a little bit later on this morning, we're going to have actress Ali Sheedy joining us to talk about Single Drunk Female. We'll do that in the 9 o'clock hour. Always wanted to talk to Ali Sheedy.
Yeah. I mean, look at her run of movies at a certain point in her career, starting back with War Games and going all through, all the
Breakfast
John Hughes
Club
stuff. St. Elmo's Fire. I mean, come on.
So we'll talk to her, and we also have some Impact wrestlers that are coming in this morning. That'll be in the 8 o'clock hour because it's a big event in South Philly. It's South Philly Showdown, the 18th and 19th. So we'll get to all that in a little bit. I got an email from somebody yesterday, and I was like, oh, this would be great to talk about. And then I realized after looking a little bit further into this link that it's not exactly what I thought it was. Okay, so it's a teacher slang word. So people who work in the teaching industry, it says 30 words for educators only. And I thought that this was legitimate slang that was used, but upon further reading, it's actually things that should be used in slang or should be slang terms.
Its very existence might cause that to happen.
Maybe.
Because, we were kind of talking about this, and I think a lot of occupations have code speak for when they are in general public situations.
Yes.
So you may not know what you're hearing. It seems rather benign, but they're actually communicating in a way you don't understand. I think that's a standard. So you provide a good list for teachers, I'm sure they might use it.
Yeah, so work terms are definitely, it's another language. Like if you went into somewhere that is not your field and you're sitting, you could be lost in conversation. You don't know what the hell they're talking about. I mean, we use our own terms here for, certain things like, commercials are called spots and There's the faders. We call those pots sometimes.
Or a puker.
A puker, yeah,
Right.
which is somebody who talks like this on the
Right.
radio. That's a puker.
You can imagine what a prize pig is.
Yep, somebody who's constantly winning everything all the time.
Right.
Those are prize pigs. It has been, we didn't make that up. That's
No,
what it's been
forever.
for a long time in the industry.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of terms that are used. And feel free to share yours, those we may not be familiar with from whatever industry you work in. So here's a couple of examples. And at first I was like, okay, I didn't know they use these words. But apparently these are ones that they would hope they would use. So Crayola is a term. The definition is it's a riff on cray-cray. Crazy off the walls.
Okay.
So using a sentence was, my class was Crayola today. I almost lost my shiitake mushrooms.
Okay.
I like that.
So here's another one, which is, I like this one too. Shebay, which is is an acronym where you take the initials and okay. So should have been an email. SHBAE.
Okay.
That staff meeting was totally shebay this afternoon. I like that.
I think there's a big application for that. We've used variations on that already.
Yeah.
When you're talking, that's, again, I love code speak because a lot of times you don't want to, hurt someone's feelings but you need to communicate and get the message across.
So you have a shubay and probably a chubay. So it should have and could have.
Could have been an email. Yeah, chebay. Chebay. All right, how about this one? A chopper, which equals helicopter, meaning helicopter parents. Yes.
Right.
So using it in a sentence, Josh's parents are total choppers, and it all makes so much sense now. And helicopter parents is that's a slang term.
Yes, absolutely.
So
constantly hovering.
All right, so for teachers, here's another potential slang term: gray. Definition is spending all night. Aerosmith 93.3 WMMR, musically bringing us to a close here on our program, a Monday morning with the Preston and Steve Show. A reminder, I know we're a few days out, but there's another Thursday night kickoff coming up this week. Casey Boy's going to be your host.
Yep, JT Brewskis, baby.
Yeah.
Back in Delco.
Where is that? Where is that?
That is on Oak Avenue in Primos, and that's in the heart of Delco.
All right.
Yep.
JT Brewskis. I want to say I've been there before.
Yeah, Saint played there. Saint played there. That might have been Saint's last gig ever.
That was a lot of fun.
That's where you
remember
filmed
that
The
place.
Last Waltz.
That's where we did it. Yep, we had all kinds of guest stars and everything. But so you're going to be there Thursday. What time?
Usually 7 and 9.
Okay.
And I don't know which game we're giving away tickets to. We've been giving away a lot of Broncos tickets. Giants game. Okay.
Eagles-Giants game, on 10/26.
Okay. All right. So just set your plans ahead of time. There's $3.75 Bud Light pints, and besides the tickets, there's also other swag that'll be given away while there. I would like to thank our one and only guest today, Mr. Frank Grillo, who we just had on. Fantastic actor and action guy, and a good friend of our program, and he's just the nicest. Right now, 2 shows streaming that you can see him on. Peacemaker. I keep wanting to say Pacemaker. Peacemaker season 2, Tulsa King season 3. And just great to catch up with him.
And Creature Commandos.
That was a lot of fun, too. Yes, in the animated show, Creature Commandos. And then our own animated individual, Mr. Pierre Robert, smiling fully this morning. Back,
where's the Don Rickles music?
rested and relaxed and ready to rare.
I am ready to rare.
Yeah.
I am medium
Roar.
rare. I am ready to roar in a medium roar of a medium rare roar.
There we go.
The great one has returned. He's
how was your time off?
Oh, it was great.
Good.
Went out to California, San Francisco, and Lake Tahoe, and the Struts were playing in Lake Tahoe.
Oh, wow.
There's the original Harrah's is in Reno and Lake Tahoe, and they still have the original showroom that Sinatra and Sammy Davis and Dean Martin would play in. Those old casino showrooms were kind of semicircular. There was a stage and one level and another level and another level and all these booths, but you never fit more than about 800 people in. So it was a perfect venue. I looked around and said, I saw Frank Sinatra in this room. Wow. And it's the exact same room. And the Struts were there with Dirty Honey. So it was great fun.
I love those old. So were they kept the tables intact and everything?
Well, the table structure had, they just made open seating.
Oh, I see.
But back in the day, there would be long, narrow tables that would extend out from the stages in the Vegas and maybe even Atlantic City, but certainly Tahoe casinos. And you'd have a reservation, and you'd walk in, and the person would say, "Hello, Mr. Robert, nice to see you," and pause as they put their hand out, and depending on what you gave them, you went left to an average seat or down to a better seat.
Yeah.
That's how we saw Elvis Presley. We didn't get great seats, but we got a little closer with, I think,
cool.
a $50 tip at the time. So great fun.
That's
Great
awesome.
fun.
You feel rejuvenated?
I do.
Yeah.
I feel ready to Rick.
Ready to Rick.
Yeah.
And rave.
And rave.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's get our letter of the day.
Yes.
All right.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Now, the Daily Letter.
The Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by the letter
B as in I'm back.
All right, B, he's back, and we have a Screwball Whiskey outdoor prize pack, including a pair of Screwball outdoor rocker chairs and Igloo Screwball cooler, 2 bottles each of Screwball peanut butter, eggnog, and multi-packs. And Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey is teaming up with the Preston and Steve Show for our Camp Out for Hunger to give back 1 jar of peanut butter at a time. From October 1st to 31st, you can bring a jar of peanut butter to a participating location to help fight hunger. And while you are there, try a Screwball cocktail as well. You can find participating locations at WMMR.com/campout. So thank you guys. We do appreciate that. All right, what you got in store? It's already after 11. Sorry about that.
No problem. I'm going to finish up the A to Z. We're in the Z letter. So looking forward to a
God,
Z
I forgot
station.
that was still going on when you left.
It's the longest one since we left downtown that we've ever had.
Wow.
God, it was amazing.
Yeah.
I was listening to it in California. I'm going, and they're still going. It was like in the W's. So cool. So cool.
Absolutely.
Chuck deserves great credit. I know we've all given him credit for it, but the reaction from the audience was just over the top on this year's A to Z. I've got a block of Alice Cooper, Black Sabbath. We've got Beatles, and it's National Coffee Day. So all is well.
It's your day.
Thank you.
Let me thank the sponsors. Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by Dunkin'. The Preston and Steve Show runs on Dunkin'. Also brought to you by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and by Virtua Health, here for good. Tomorrow on the program, Tattoos Day. We'll have your chance to win a Preston and Steve Show themed tattoo, and we'll have comedian Noel Miller joining us as well. And we'll do some other things too, as I'm sure you might imagine. That's it. We are done. So rage on. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.